Hello? Hello?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, now I got it working.
It sounds good.
Man, what's good with y'all, man?
What's up? What's up?
Got here just
What's
in
up?
time.
Good to hear from y'all ugly mugs. Hold on real quick. Hold on. Are we doing video tonight?
It's up to you, man. We know nobody want to see your ugly ass anyway, so.
See, yeah, I know it, but just put her face up there and then there you go. Yes.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you
God,
stay up there.
I can't go on live
please.
alone. No, I mean, I will if you want me to, but isn't that weird?
Oh, I thought I
No, it's not weird at all. What are you talking about? No way. Hold on. Let me see. How do I do this again, man? I just click on wait a minute here. Oh crap. How do I do this?
I look like I'm
Give me one video. There we go. Boom.
Hello.
Hello.
You guys are both wearing black beanies.
I know. I didn't call him
time.
before. I didn't call him before we did this. So
you didn't correlate your outfits?
No, we did not. Yeah. Okay. I know he aspires to be like me, but no. Not like
that. I'm ready for riding mode, so.
Yes.
Yo, I'm just surprised. I'm surprised. Are we recording? Because I'm just so surprised that y'all have not wound up in Arkham's insane asylum yet because of this back and forth shit going on in the media. And I know we don't get into it, but like, it's just, I'd rather be in a dysfunctional relationship than be in politics. That's the way I'm looking at it right now.
I can't disagree. It is
really care about it.
I don't know. I can't.
Well, no, but I know you don't care about it, but at the same time, it's in our face. And it's like,
say that. Shit, I don't care.
Come on, man, don't be desperate, bro. Come on, man, you gotta pick a side like everybody else.
My side is both of them can be assassinated for all I care.
They can do it together.
They both just piss you off. That's it, man. He said, "Fuck everybody."
For my personal entertainment, they should just throw them in a death match and whoever comes out.
That actually,
there you go. That's the strongest leader.
That doesn't sound too bad. That sounds more entertaining.
Yeah, that episode is coming. I think it should be. It's probably gonna come, man.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man.
So
yeah. So what's
you guys all healthy and stuff?
Oh shoot. Well, I'll tell you how healthy I am. I did not have any dark liquor, but I had vodka and then I had Coca-Cola. So maybe I should. I'm doing all right.
Well, I mean, no COVID. I mean, no COVID.
Oh, of course. Of course.
If I did or didn't, so.
Of course. COVID. Oh my God. How could I forget? Yeah, I don't think so. I think we all right.
I don't know. Maybe.
That's good.
I haven't tested.
Yeah. You just got a good immune system. It doesn't bother
Antonio is immune from any and all. I'm gonna knock on wood for you though too, but he's immune from any and all.
Oh wait, I almost forgot. He had it a few episodes ago when he was taking the shot.
You mean last episode?
Was it? Okay.
Last episode, you went ham, bro.
Yeah, I was sick. I apologize. We have any fans.
He was sick. He was sick, ladies and gentlemen.
It was that medication.
Quote unquote.
Quote unquote. Yeah, that medication got to me.
Medication. Oh boy.
That antidote.
That shit was hefty. That was a hefty, hefty dose.
Good medicine.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh shit. So we need a jump off.
Yeah, before we fully start, I want to make sure people can hear me on and all that good riff raff shit.
Loud and clear, man.
Well,
Loud
and
clear.
Y'all can hear me, but I always sound like I'm muffled and shit.
I'm trying. Let me adjust my earpiece. Make sure I'm. I still hear your raspy ass voice. I hear you, man. You loud and clear, big dog. And I hear you too, loud and clear, Alexis. And do y'all hear me loud and clear too? Everything good?
See, y'all sound like superior to me. So I'm about to turn me up.
I'll turn my volume down a little bit.
All right, there. I want everyone to goddamn hear me. Because I'm going to be saying all kind of fucked up shit.
What is wrong with you, dog?
Hey, we haven't done our thing in 2 weeks, man. I'm ready to spew the hate.
To put it out there.
I'll go ahead and start it off. This is your man Norris, aka Chub P.
Antonio.
Alexis, aka Gaia Speak.
Antonio Firestarter Ortiz.
Aka Nubian Goddess. Aka Survival of the Fittest. And we got Antonio Ortiz, aka
the ISIS crew.
Yeah. Oh God. AKA Smooth Criminals. Yeah, man.
Al Jazeera back at y'all. Right,
don't do that. But yeah.
Al Jazeera is just a news thing anyway. But anyway,
Al Jazeera, huh?
Yeah, I'm ready for Shania Law to come into play.
But we don't gotta take it that far already, man.
Shania Law,
like it's not.
Singer.
That's
country singer. Shania.
That is a hell of a segue right in. No, Shania Twain.
Yeah,
Shania Twain.
There you go.
No, man. Why you going? That's extreme. Yeah, all the hits, but you know, everybody flames out at some point. Listen, that's the extreme. Do you think the state of the country is gonna be? It's gonna get to that level? Like seriously?
Nah, I mean Christians already, they got that on lock. Cause I don't know, it was a few years back. Remember that the 10 Commandments had to be on the state ground, and then all the people like me, the Satanists.
But the 10 Commandments are the most sensible. Go ahead.
Yeah, but no, they were just like, well, if y'all can put y'all shit up, we want to put, our shit up too, the Baphomet and.
Oh yeah, to counteract it. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Well, they was just like, y'all can do your religion, but we want to share ours too. Shit.
Yeah. And that's okay because it's a free society, but.
Yeah. No, but they was just trying to prove the point that this is not a Christian country like some of the politicians would say. It's more, they came here for religious freedom.
Right.
That's what the whole thing was about. All the, I forgot what they called. Some of them, they were Christians. So anyway, fuck all that.
Right. But see, you know what? I'm glad that you got into that because see, America, at least on the outside looking in, prides itself on diversity. And a lot of times what you see on videos is people saying, hey, you need to go back to your country if you want to practice this, speak this language, that language. They got to understand, like, yo,
I'm in my country.
If I went to another country, I would. Yeah, exactly. But I would have to, if I was in another country, I would have to assimilate somewhat, right? Because I got to get along to get along, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I would have to, in order to survive, I got to assimilate some kind of way. And I think that lately, many of the extremist groups on both left and right, it's like now people are, it's so forced and everything. So now it's like, if someone comes over from another country, I want to practice this religion, that religion, this, and I want to do this, and I want to be legally, but they want to just kind of like undercut like the actual law set in place to kind of, like they want their job to give them 2 straight weeks off so they can, like it's kind of like you kind of have to assimilate a little bit. You can't just go to a country and be expected to do anything you want to do under their respective laws. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, thankfully, America is, is a little more of a free. I mean, lately it ain't been, but a little more of a free society. But
I heard
not really.
I heard in Spain they get fucking siestas in the middle of the day.
Like, probably do.
No, for real, it's like a mandatory siesta time in Spain, man. I would love to just take a nap. In the middle of the work day and shit. That'd be fucking awesome.
If you ain't partying, you getting, something cut off or something like that. You better be partying and you better be celebrating.
Nah, I'm sleeping, bro. that 2-3 hour nap time. You know, like when you were in kindergarten and preschool and shit. You know, you always
mandatory.
wait.
Yes, I do.
Middle of the
You
day.
got that little nap time.
Best 15 minutes.
Man, that shit was
Oh
awesome.
God, felt like 2 hours.
Yeah.
We should follow that model, man, for work.
Fuck, I didn't even want to go home.
Especially
I
when
was
you
like, man, don't even wake me up.
Yeah, especially when you yeah, you like, fuck it, I'm sleeping here tonight.
I'll sleep, you know.
Especially when you work a 12-hour day.
Hell yeah.
2-hour sleep, mandatory sleep time be awesome.
Yes.
But
yes, sir. Yes, sir, man.
Just a rest. Like you can just regroup in the middle of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Sounds perfect.
That
sounds like a really good plan.
Do I wish that jobs would do that more, like mandatory nap time? Like, cool, of course, I would sign off on that in a heartbeat.
I wouldn't.
Hell, some people do
I
that
just
shit
think
anyway.
a break in the day. I mean, it wouldn't have to be nap time, but a break.
I just use mine like at the beginning because I don't like coming in early.
I'm gonna use my break at my leisure and how I want to use it. I'll go to my car. I'm gonna sleep. God damn it,
Yeah.
I'm gonna sleep.
Can I come in like at 10 or? That would be my thing. I want to come in at 10. I don't want to be there at 6 or whatever godforsaken morning time.
Just go against the grain, bro. Yep. Well, you know, you can file a junction for that, and you know they probably just wouldn't even hire you. But
yeah, that's fine. I'll just say it's part of my religious thing.
So what y'all? So why the stall? Why the stalling with this whole election thing, man? What are y'all thoughts on it? What's your
nobody want
y'all take on it, man? Because you know we gotta talk about it.
Yeah, nobody want to call it, man. That's all it is. Because I think it usually takes about 2 or 3 days to actually count every single vote. It's just, I think we just forget.
Well, they had 2-3 days, but
we forget every 4 years how the whole electoral college system works.
I know.
So
it's
we're revisiting again. We're gonna let people know
we're relearning the old thing.
The president is not a dictator. The president, you know, there's checks and balances. If you really wanted shit to change, you would have to vote like all Democrat down the board just to you know, where y'all can be scared, where, you know,
for that
shit's gonna go crazy
for that popular vote.
They gonna do whatever. Well, shit, that's a whole nother thing. That popular vote don't give you shit. They don't elect the president, I guess. But the people vote for their reps and senators and all those in between.
Right.
All those little crevices and edges and shit. Hey, tell them to
but
come
I still
on
honestly,
show, man. To whoever.
Yeah, I still someone can explain to me how, because I honestly don't know how it works. I mean, we ain't got to elaborate too much on it, but I really don't know how that shit works as far as this electoral college and how it comes into play. And like, do they just pick whatever states voted more so Democratic or Republic, and then they say, okay, based off the states who we have in offices who are either Democratic or Republic, they just, well, these are who the people more so want to see in office, even if you get to that 270. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you can get to that, and from what I understand, you can still get to that and still lose or something. I don't know, man. Like, because it's the road to 270. That's what, and then I think Biden's got it in a wrap. Like, honestly,
pretty much. It's just no one wants to.
That's what I saw.
Say definitely that he has it. Just because.
But people, what
I don't know is this is the first time we had it where people are just like not calling it at all. They're just like,
yeah,
we're gonna wait.
It's just
everything's counted.
Yep, it's just a straight like. It's, I don't know if it's rigged, and even if you said that it was rigged, then if you come back out and say that, then other people are gonna come back and say, oh well, see, they like the Democrats got screwed out of it because see, Trump is gonna milk this. Trump got until January 21st to pack his bag,
come up with some bullshit,
and get Melania and his kids and all them out the White House. He's got until January 21st.
Or he could declare martial law. Either, be like, they ain't gonna be
Maybe.
Ain't gonna be no changing of the guard this time. We gonna do some new shit.
Alexis, are you ready to go to war? Antonio, are y'all ready to go to war in case if martial law kicks in? Are y'all ready for that shit? Because I'm telling you, man, I watch a lot of movies.
Yeah, more or less.
It don't look pretty.
But I'm locking my door, and it's just no, don't
More
no.
or less.
That wouldn't go well for me.
Hide your kids, hide your wife. I don't know what the hell I don't know what we can do. But
we just started.
But you know what I mean is that like Trump is gonna.
Whoever's want to fight the government, like, let me know where you stay at. Make sure you got plenty of guns and ammunition.
Yeah.
And we'll
all 7 of y'all have fun.
I think we've already shown them.
We'll shoot at everything that moves.
I think now that I think about it, we already shown them through the protests and everything. Like, bring it on.
Yeah.
We're gonna go loot Target and Walmart.
No, we don't give a fuck anymore.
Who is we? Who y'all talking about? Who y'all talking about?
The Illuminati, man.
You're included.
Shit. No, the Illuminati.
The New World Order.
Involuntary.
No, man. No. Don't be trying to attach.
So you're just gonna cooperate?
Well, see, here's the thing.
Hey, it's either
okay.
What is it? Lay down or get? I don't know. Lay down or get put down.
But you got to know what you got to know what you're fighting against. You're not just gonna join a coalition.
I know what you're talking about.
You're not just gonna join a coalition if you don't even know the enemy, if you don't know why you're fighting or what you're fighting for. Unless someone is just coming into your house and trying to take your shit, I will defend my house over anybody that tries to do that. But my thing is
that's the circumstance I would go for too.
That's the circumstance, but I don't think it's going to come down to that. I think that what's going to happen is that if Trump gets elected, there's going to be a lot of shit that's going to go down. If Biden is elected, honestly, there will be far less that's going to go down, but still a little bit of bounce back, a little bit of rollback. I feel that. A little bit, not as much if Trump wins. But does that mean that he's still not a worthy candidate, or does it mean that Biden is more worthy than he is? That's still a toss-up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So either way, there's going to be some blowback. So it's up to us to read between the lines and be like, okay, are we going to get caught up in the middle of this mess? Because I'm honestly more so fearful of defending myself against other people who think they're fighting for a just cause and just want to come in and fuck up people. And reckless, yeah. And I'm going to shoot the fuck out of them too if they try to come and mess with me. So whatever. But you got to know what you're fighting and why you're fighting. You got to have a fucking objective and a reason and an actual, not just an objective and a reason, but a logical objective and reason, because no one really knows why. They just think it's race, money, this, that. Like, it's so much more than that, but no one really knows why. So they're just going off of what the media says. So I don't know. But if you come to my door, you're probably going to get shot. So don't come busting into my shit. That's all I'm trying to say.
Just a warning.
Yes, please.
And with this media outlet, we're letting you know we just want this shit to burn down. That's our cause. Burn this bitch down so we can start over.
See what I'm saying? Anarchy. Whoa. Anarchist. You an anarchist?
No, burn it down and then, we'll start over, man. Like a reset.
Start over.
Oh, you mean figuratively. Oh, okay. Cool.
I mean, if we gotta
I try to stay optimistic as possible.
Yeah, if we gotta spill a little blood, I mean, so be it.
Pretty bad right now, though.
Well, Tonio, that's gonna happen probably regardless. That's happening all over the world. But and Alexis, like you said, I try to remain optimistic too. Everybody ain't optimistic. Everybody is.
I know. I just.
Oh my God! But I'm teaming up with, whoever got the best survival instincts.
There you go.
And to me, that's so far from me and my family. That's me. Between my daughter and my wife, that's me. So I'm all they got. So I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I have a lot of pressure on my shoulders. So we'll see what happens.
Good time to start that.
Damn, I haven't even thought like that at all, really, honestly. I know it's crazy.
Yeah.
But they better just take Biden because that's who's ahead. And then.
Well, see, here's the thing. If what Trump's going to do, here's exactly what's going to happen. Here's what I know. he's going to milk this thing out. And what he's going to do is file a bunch of whatever lawsuits. If there's even 1 ounce of fraud, actually, it can be overturned.
Right.
If there's even 1 ounce of misinterpretation and misleading of the votes, that's exactly what's going to happen. It'll be overturned. It's going to be
like, receipt.
That's why.
You got a receipt?
Exactly. I got receipts. I got proof. I got evidence. All that shit. And so he going to milk it out because he's got until January 21st. January 21st, you got to be out. So Biden might be elected, but watch Trump come back with a bunch of fucking lawsuits for out of nowhere. Shit you never heard of.
He's already doing that.
Because this has never happened.
Right.
Yeah, doing that now. So shit.
Yeah. The one time, everything.
I don't hate him for doing it.
Hey,
if you can use the system
desperate
to your advantage, why not?
There's no honor and no trust.
What do we call that nowadays? A reach?
Conspiracy.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's a conspiracy theories.
QAnon,
he's reaching, but
QAnon said they shifting those damn ballots and shit.
Yeah. Well,
you just never know because they really are willing, and they always have done whatever the hell they've wanted. Well, I mean, sometimes on TV it's like a mockery, like a straight up mockery. It's a normal U.S. citizen.
And to be fair, I mean, to be honest, you find yourself drawn to it. It's mildly entertaining. It's like they put it on there for a reason, right? Mildly. I said mildly.
Yeah, very mildly. I feel like I lose some brain cells sometimes.
Damn. Nah, I ain't doing
Sorry.
All that shit. I ain't losing nothing. I ain't losing no sleep.
Yeah.
I ain't doing nothing. I'm just like, whatever. I'm gonna live my life.
Whatever.
We need to have a goddamn.
It's gonna be.
I can tell you're ready though.
I wish I had your. Yeah, I wish I had your attitude about it. It's just okay. This man been in office for in politics for 40 years, but that man done lost he just looks like he done lost it. Like he lost his mind. He's losing his. God forbid I start losing my memory too soon.
How
but
Obama looked too, though.
I've been lost mine.
Obama still got all his hair. It's natural, and he still looks well groomed, and he looked like
Trump has always had a toupee. Always for a long time, right?
Well, shit, he got a good groomsman. He got a good toupee artist.
There's so many memes. The best part is the memes.
What about the memes?
The Cheeto memes.
I said the best part has been the memes for me. I've laughed my ass off a couple times.
That Trump wave.
Oh, hell no.
Like yeah.
I bet he used Murray.
I thought that it was my hair. I was like, wait, what? It like wraps around. It almost looks like a cinnamon roll. And then he's all super tan with his spray tan.
Yeah,
that man was
like right in here, like you can still see he's actually a white man.
You need the shadow. You need the contour. So you just got to cut it off right there.
He's got to give you.
New makeup
it's. Bro. Why do you think they call it? Why do you think they call it face value? Face value, guys. It's face value. So you gotta highlight the attributes.
We gotta talk about the aesthetics though, because it's just.
Oh
it's
God!
A part of it.
You really want
what they say doesn't entertain me, but how they look kind of does.
Well, okay, check it out. I'll take this straight up. A lot of people voted, especially a lot of women.
Biden looks like he's been waiting for this day like his whole life.
He has been waiting for his whole life. Shit, 40 years basically.
He's been preparing for that moment.
But if you want to talk about
hold on to the faith.
If you want to talk about aesthetics, a lot of women voted for Barack Obama because they thought he looked good. He was cute. He was attractive. He was an attractive male.
I voted for
well, I mean, votes
too,
count. So it don't matter why you do it.
Why would you vote for somebody like for?
I just voted for him because
some people do. You'd be surprised what people vote for. See, and that's another thing. Aesthetics again. Some people voted because he was black.
Just like O.J. Simpson is not guilty.
See what I'm saying? These are the real aesthetics we need to talk about.
Because this ain't touched them kids on.
See, let's roll it all out.
R. Kelly did that shit, bro. But
keep it going. Yes. You just further. You're strengthening my argument. You're strengthening it. I love it. Hey. People vote for who they find closely, who they more so admire or who they can identify themselves as or with. And a lot of people voted for him because, hey, honestly, you can even go back and look at past shit. People vote for the most wild reasons, and then at the same time, like if you want to even unpack the whole OJ thing and voting for Obama because he was black. See, I looked at everything objectively. If you're gonna put someone in office just because you identify with them because of one or two minor, and then you try to take it to the extreme.
Look at the current leader.
It's like, why?
Well, we had to have our first black president after how many
years?
I
didn't say we didn't have to, but at the same time, that doesn't mean it's a smart reason. But it doesn't mean that was a smart reason to vote for him just because he was black. A lot of black people ran, but guess what? A lot of times, people in the past. A lot of people, even many people in not just in my family, but in many black families, a lot of them were Democrats and some were Republican. A lot of people didn't want to see a Democratic black president. Some people would rather have seen a Republican black president. A lot of black people used to run Democrat.
They had Herman Cain.
We ain't talking about Herman Cain. Herman Cain was.
They dropped the ball.
He an outlier. He's an outlier.
Well, God rest his soul, or whatever deity you believe in.
Yeah. R.I.P. R.I.P. Yeah. But I'm just giving you, it's the real shit. I grew up in the area where people would just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know.
Well, it's just like high school, like when you voted for the high school, what is it, senior president or whatever the fuck it was. I always voted for the people I valedictorian. With. Like the people I knew, that I just voted for them.
Oh,
kind of that.
Yeah.
But with Obama,
I voted for a boyfriend one time.
Yeah,
yeah,
with Obama, I just, not only did I just vote for him because he was black, but I heard one of his speeches and, it was very, they don't call him the long-legged Mac Daddy for none. He was smooth.
He's very articulate. I'll give you that much. Articulate, smart brother. I'll give you that.
Who I'd like to see be president? Paul Mooney or some shit. Get Paul Mooney in there.
Paul Mooney? That would be funny as hell. If Paul Mooney was president, he would be, oh my God. He'd be cursing out everybody. Oh, and he would probably have a scandal with Jesus Christ, Bill Clinton's wife. Miss Senator, Hillary Clinton, because he always talking about her. He always talking about her fat ass and like not literally in the back, like talking about that rump. He always talking about that, and he's always like. Anyway, we won't get into that anyway. But he always clowning, man. Like it'd be fun.
Would be fun.
I like Paul Mooney.
Hell yeah. Hey, if he's listening, man, y'all need to start a document, get him in the 2024 elections. Get us
Shit, he'll vote. Hell, Kanye ran, and I think 60,000, 70,000 people voted for him.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, he ran.
Yeah, he ran. He did his thing.
And people voted for him.
He tried.
Right. True. He tried.
He tried it out.
Popularity contest, bro. Come on, man. You think people voted? You think them people voted for Kanye because they actually had a legitimate understanding of politics? I don't think so,
just
man.
Voted, man.
I don't think so.
It's all of his Instagram followers.
Boom. There you go.
That wasn't even all of them. I think he got way more than that. They let him down.
Oh, yeah. He has some millions.
Hey, I'm going to tell y'all right now, Kanye is very disappointed in y'all.
They still let him down. He had 60,000 votes probably.
He's gonna write a song about it.
Compared to what?
Run away.
Compared to the 2 old white dudes. Them 2 old white dudes had millions of fucking votes.
They did have millions.
God.
Les, what song they gonna be singing? What song they gonna be singing? Run away.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I bet Kanye
Good
West
God,
got more followers than both of them. That's the sad part.
No, they probably, but see that besides the point. That's besides the point. The point is that this motherfucker ran and he still had an abundance of people actually adhering to what he was saying. And like, you know what I'm saying? It was, even for him as a celebrity trying to get into politics. I mean, I know the whole Trump thing but Trump is Trump and it's Kanye.
Well,
like Trump
wasn't
was
the first one.
Like he's in businesses. He's in.
Ronald Reagan was the first, actor.
But
president.
Reagan was in movies too. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's right. He was.
I ain't never seen.
And then his whole scandal. But we'll get into that shit.
I ain't never seen none of them movies, but we talk more about.
Well, he wasn't a plus one, but he was prominent.
He was like
a
BC.
Yeah, he was pretty prominent in his movies though.
BC star celebrity or.
Yeah, he was up there. I say B minus. I say B minus.
Okay, he wasn't top dog.
No, he wasn't.
I heard he was in a bunch of beach movies or something.
But anyway. Shit. Yeah, well, back when he was a young stallion out there, Ronald Reagan, people don't understand this, man. When you get into politics and you climb that ladder, people think that, because honestly, okay, I interviewed, actually, I'm not even going to go there because that'd probably be a little disrespectful. But here's what I say. When you climb up that ladder, man, all these scandals you hear about, these videos, and they do some freaky, nasty shit when you get up into those ranks. Like when you get up to being a senator or a fucking mayor and all that shit, that comes with a lot of
cocaine.
Like it's in the news, in the paper, and some of it's lies, some of it's true, and hookers and all that stuff, man. And like even the women, man, it's guy on girl, girl on girl, women on like and honestly, the whole scandals with these children being abducted and all this stuff linked to these politicians is scary. Like I don't even know if you can't go into that type of game without having your name dragged in the mud for something, even whether it's manipulated or not your fault, or whether you actually had your hands in your hands are dirty. It's a dangerous game, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know if I could do it. Tonio might. He might be like, fuck it, just fuck it, pay me.
Jump
but
on that orbit, get the work. I'd be on shit. I'd have that shit on live, bro. Like, hey, I'd have my phone like, hey, what's this bitch wildin'? Just fucking having that shit exposed like a motherfucker. I'll be like, hey,
right. I know you.
I'm straight up with y'all. I don't give a fuck. Look at all these other motherfuckers.
Yeah. Hey. Matter of fact, post this to my Instagram and then put it on the news tomorrow. I'm like, yep, that's me. Like, I ain't hiding it. At least I'm not hiding it.
We'll see how good they can delete shit off the cloud. I mean, I might not be living after that night, so. But hey.
Oh, man. Oh, Jesus, man.
So Kanye, I never watched him talk.
Right.
Did he actually like?
He had a few monologues.
He
went
to South Carolina.
Really?
Well, he didn't wear the whole traditional suits and all that stuff.
No. But what I mean is like when he talked about
his platform.
I'm kind of interested to hear how he sounded, like how he talked about things. Like, yeah, super respectful because there's an etiquette.
Well, it's Kanye. He gets very emotional in his.
Yeah,
did he?
Little crazy talking about Harriet.
Yeah,
kind of like a Sunday service.
A lot of people walked out on his shit. Yeah, he basically. What did he say? Tonio was talking about I don't know what he was. He was talking about
It was Harriet Tubman. It was about
okay.
She
never freed slaves. She actually led them into more bondage when she let.
Yeah, that's what it was, y'all.
Okay. So he said Harriet Tubman led more slaves into more bondage to work for more Caucasian people.
Which I mean we're in bondage now. So what? I don't know. Like you said, it's Kanye. He was kind of doing this weird shit anyway. Just like when he said,
curious. I was honestly
what was it?
curious
400 years of slavery sound like a choice to me.
Yeah,
like
well, that's what
about that. But
yeah.
But
like you
said, the way he goes into that is just like we're all in bondage now, any damn way. So
see, and that's what I.
That's why I just can't show up at my house.
That's what I didn't even. I get that.
I'm already kind of figuring things out with the reality that I live in. So, but I don't think they're gonna do that.
But I think the point is,
just shoot.
I think it's reaching
later.
But I think the point is if you think that's if people have that mentality, I think the thing is it's mentality. If people have the mentality that they're in bondage all the time, they need to break free from that, because really, honestly, no one is really like in bond. Like, I'm not in jail right now for doing nothing.
Right.
I'm not in bondage. Like, no one's preventing me from doing anything, getting a job somewhere. I choose to work where I wanted to work. I choose. But we're not really, especially not it was in like slavery times and shit. Like, we're not in that type of bondage.
I don't mean
I
to
wouldn't
sound
even say we're in bondage
at all. I'm super grateful for my life.
Yeah, we have freedom of choice, dude. We have freedom. Come on, man. Like, we got so much shit that we should be thankful for.
Few freedoms. Not get too crazy with this.
We ain't gonna get, man. Come on.
Out there and drive my unregistered vehicle to go hunt as many deer as I want.
You can if you get away with it.
I mean, I can go do it
when you get away.
When the law gets in there, they're gonna be like, you can't be doing that shit, bro. You ain't
But as anybody.
I see bondage and not bondage. I see both.
But it's a it's a level.
Because until you get the money to pay for like a tiny home,
does anybody
go buy some land? But she
went with the tiny home, y'all.
We gotta go. No, I don't want a tiny home, but.
Oh man, I want a mansion. I want my dream castle, like when I was a little girl. I'm a princess. I want every.
Yes.
I want a goddamn plantation.
A couple castles.
I just want a plantation with goats and sheep and cows and shit.
No, man, y'all.
And then I'll start that whole commune.
Oh my god, dog.
And man, shit, we'll be self-sustaining.
Oh jeez. How many wives are you gonna have?
You want to straight? Oh yeah, he's definitely a polygamist. He gonna have about 6 of them, 7 of them.
Yeah, well.
That's the politically correct statement.
That's way later. Once I start talking about I'm Jesus.
Go ahead and convince the missus.
Yeah, I'm the Almighty on earth. And
how you gonna split all that shit up? Yo, polygamous. How they split? How you gonna split that shit up during the week? Like Monday, Tuesday, you get the one wife, and Wednesday, Thursday, get the other one. Then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's like a free for all.
I would just do a gold star,
like
one a day. One a day.
Nah, I'm going by the gold star issue. Whoever gets the gold star,
Oh, whoever ain't putting out, you got the least the worst ranking that week. You got to improve yourself or something. I don't get it.
Yeah,
but what
they just got to get the gold star. They got to have good behavior.
It'll be a chart, all the names, and then you put little dots by who did what, and just keep tabs, and then I don't know. That shit.
A ranking system.
That shit weird to me too. I don't know, man. I think you got.
Do the women have to be remotely in? Go ahead. My bad. I mean, cut you off, bro.
I was just gonna say I don't know how they do it, but I think the oldest wife is like the bottom bitch, and then the other ones are just like like the wild hoes or something.
I got a question for both of y'all, because we gotta come at this from a fair. So Alexis, polygamous, because I honestly don't know. That's kind of treacherous, because if you took that on, like polygamy with 2-3 different. I don't know what man would even want to do that, but I mean, it happens all the time with people who have fun on a late night after a party and whatever. But if you took that on, three, you married 3 different guys, and Antonio used 3 different women, right?
Not me. I ain't
like,
got that kind of
wouldn't the women or the men they'd have to have somewhat kind of a general interest in each other, as far as not sexually, but like a genuine interest. How can 4 people at one time be all interested and have equal appreciation and understanding that, hey, we all in this together? Because it's really about a corporation. It's about making money and building a foundation and building like a corporation, like a family, and having wealth. That's what it's about, like having that financial security. Also,
Exactly.
finances is also about it. It's not just about sex and I get you on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like, it's not just about the emotional, and it's a fucking corporation. Straight up. Marriage is a fucking corporation. Whether anyone wants. That's why when people get divorced, and women usually 9 times out of 10 file for divorce, sometimes they try to take a lot of that. And men too. Men do it too.
Half the shit
but
is gone.
Because when you join a corporation and then you affiliate yourself with it, unless you sign, of course, there's that stipulation, which is the prenup. Unless you sign that corporation, they automatically disown it's half of theirs. And that's a really messed up concept. However, that's what a corporation and how it works. So how do you strengthen it with 3 people, let alone 1? How do you even fucking do that shit?
First of all, man, I ain't got the energy to deal with like 4 or 5 different women. That's like a no from me. Unless they all doing their own little thing
that would be
in this room together. That's the only. Oh yeah, but shit, as far as a financial thing, shit, I would love that. Like shit, y'all, she got the rent, she got all the bills, she got all the grocery hauls. Shit, I wouldn't be.
That's
doing
how you
shit.
build wealth,
I'll
bro.
be like, can I play PlayStation at the house while y'all do everything? Fuck it.
I just don't have enough sexual dexterity to be putting out for 3 different. Like, it's just too much, man. I don't have enough charisma and enough attention. Like, my attention span is not geared towards understanding like the female psyche the way I should. So it's like, yo, if I'm not cheating. I'm taking care of my responsibilities. I'm doing what I need to do for my kid, my family. Like, that's what matters to me. That's like a man to me. And I'm taking care of my responsibilities, and I'm leading by example in the best way I can. I'm not perfect, but the best way I can. And if I have to, that's 3 different personalities, or 6, whatever polygamy is. I don't know if it's 3. It's just multiple, I think. Yeah. But if I can get everybody on one accord and be like, hey, listen, like you said, Antonio, this money.
That sounds like pimp shit, though, man. For real.
I'm quarterbacking this shit, damn it.
For real.
And if you want to call me, it's not pimp shit because that's what polygamy is. That's the definition of it.
He's the pimp.
It's a union.
Got all his hoes. They bringing all the money. They bringing all the money in, bro.
No, their money is still theirs, but it's also for the family.
That. Nah, hell nah. Ain't no, it's our money.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's our money together, but like everyone's still making their own money though. Is all I'm trying to say.
For us, not their. Once you in this bondage of polygamy, it's our money.
It's ours. Yeah, that's okay. I'll give you that. That's true.
I guess it depends on what you want to do. Everything is a choice. And if they want to build wealth throughout their life, like that's what they want to do.
Build an empire.
Which I think that, right.
Never go hungry.
Shit, they might be weaving baskets or I don't know, whatever
Oh, we going back to them times. Straight up. Like, we about to be trading. Like, I've never been so much in tune with trying to like learn fucking landscaping now and learning how to fucking make, like, my wife was even like, yo, she knows how to do pottery. I'm like, are you kidding me? You ain't fucking tell me that? Like, we about to be the richest people on the block if it ever gets to, the 1600s again. So, like, straight up, man. So.
You mean 18? No, 1800s was like Wild West shit. But
I would say the 1600s, big dog, because that was when, well,
I don't know. Yeah, 1600s
Renaissance period was him. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, it wasn't shit out here but the natives, man. So.
Well, what do you think they were doing?
Making babies.
Everything was
hunting and living a life, man.
Yep. And
I feel like money being so important is kind of the reason why this world isn't working right now. You know, you have so much money and then you want more and then you want more and then you want more and you want more.
Well, that's like more of a cultural thing anyway, because
you're literally just living your life for that.
Because like Japan, they don't measure.
That could be right. You could be right with that.
They don't measure success by like how much wealth you have. They base it on like if are you doing something fulfilling with your life, shit like that. Cause yeah, I don't know. Besides here, I know there's other countries that measure success just by wealth alone.
It's in the eye. It's in how you measure it.
Yeah,
because you can say that.
I think our society, like Western society, is pretty much like you got to be making all the big money just to be someone successful.
Western civilization for sure. Yeah, I definitely give you that, Alexis. However, I think also it's what you put your pride in. So if we're living in the Western civilization, we're living in this era of where that is prevalent, but we don't have to succumb to it, because I know people who are very happy making only, I mean, you don't have to put a measure on it like the amount of money, but let's just say, for example, you making $40,000 a year or $30,000 a year now is not going to really get you, but if you're single, you don't have, maybe that's enough for you. Maybe you don't really need wealth and you don't want to climb that top to be a mogul to make that much money. But I think it's what you, not only making money, but what you do with it. And if you don't predicate your life on being I guess being like a tyrant,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying with it, or just being
shit.
like, yeah, like I think maybe that's what it's about. Because if you can make money, then make it. Yeah. If you can make money, then make it, because guess what? You still live in this world, and guess what? Like on top of that, if shit goes south, I mean, look, we can try to predicate it and say that, oh, money doesn't matter, but guess what? We're on this earth. We ain't in the kingdom of heaven yet, and it kind of matters while we're here. But in your mind, you have to say like, hey, I do need this money, Lord. But the thing is that I'm not out here doing weird ass like nefarious shit with it. I'm not out here like hustling for $1, like, or trying to like sell my soul for $1. Like, I'm just trying to be a good citizen and trying to do what I need to do and live freely, but still adhere to the, like, you're not trying to be like.
I know plenty of people who are going to do well with a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's
just, but are they bad people? Or not necessarily bad people, but are they predicating their lives on money making only? Like, that's just the careers they've chosen, and they actually want to do some good. As you do good, and if you pick a career field where you're going to do really well in, money's going to come with that, especially if it's a demanding job. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're doing it just for the money. Some people want to do some good, and some people donate a shit ton of money when they're done making their salary, and at the end of the year they do their taxes and they donate because they're like, I don't need all this money. So like, I think that counts too. I agree with you.
This is why you have to believe that the world is going in a better direction, because when you look around, there are like only comparisons,
Mm-hmm. I feel you on that.
Like, it's crazy. I guess it's doing both things at the same time. I don't know. I'm getting into my spiritual mind, and I'm like going back and forth.
Well, as far as money, man, money is just one of the things that hold us into bondage where we have to take care
still
of our bills, and because we're part of a system that has designed it to
the celebrity.
We have to have money to survive, basically, so we can't get around that aspect of it.
Yeah, so, of course.
But
of course,
as far as people making all these big, humongous plethoras of money that they will never be able to spend in their lifetime or their kids' lifetime, that's a bit overdoing it.
Right, and I just like to put I just like to put my opinion out there about it because I feel like people need to hear that we just need to like essentially be more mindful about what we're doing and how it's affecting ourselves and everyone else, right? Like that seems like a good idea so that we can get things going in the better direction sooner.
Okay.
Or just like a lot faster. So yeah, I spend a lot of my time trying to put out positive perspective and just like what people can do, because I do a lot of it in my own life. You know, just ways to improve your life, because if you improve it in one way, it improves in another, and it improves somebody else's life, and it's like it's a domino effect that is actually happening very fast.
If can I ask both of y'all something? If we had if you had a corporation or a brand, and this brand was doing really well, like this, what we're building now, it could get big. And a lot of times when things get big, but let's just take us out of the equation for a quick second. You start from the ground up. You started from the bottom. You didn't make no money nowhere, no kind. You started from the very bottom and you built it up, and you're making so much money. What happens? Usually, you need help to sustain that. You start hiring people who need jobs. A lot of times, with all that abundance of money that you have, comes with sustaining it, sustaining that.
Exactly.
So, but see, here's the thing, though.
The more businesses you want to open.
Yeah. You open more business, but you provide opportunity for others to inspire them to say, hey, you may work for me, but that doesn't mean you're going to be working for me forever. Like, I provided you with an opportunity for some work. That doesn't mean I'm trying to X you out and say that you're never going to own anything. Look at where I came from. I owned nothing, and look where my brand is now. That's what other people are going to probably try to aspire to do. Some people want to stay low level. Some people want 30, 40,000 a year. Some people just want a regular job. Some people want to aspire. Some people just need a job so they can get by. But a lot of people are doing good. I'm not saying that all rich people or people with an obscene amount of wealth are all super bad people, unless we talking about, like we always talk about, in Rothschilds and fucking all them other. But what I'm saying is that if you have the abundance amount of money, but you're actually giving back by providing a lot of wealth and a lot of stability for other people to work under you, and you providing jobs and healthcare and this and that, you're doing your due diligence. You're not hurting anybody, because you're actually still giving back while still making money.
Absolutely. I love money. I'm not saying I don't love money or don't want money.
Right.
I want and feel that I am worth a significant amount of money based on what I can offer the world.
Yep. Damn right.
And like, just all of that. So I know that is, money it's like flow, and it's good. It helps us as a society, and
it feels good when you do when a good day's work, you feel good, and you do a good day, and then you're like, shit, I actually earned, like, you know what I'm saying? I got paid what I'm worth, and I actually did something maybe to help somebody else. Or even if you had some low-end job where you have more bad days than good days, but guess what? You still have good days, and you still have days where you actually help people. And so it might feel somewhat rewarding, even for whatever you think about what your pay is, or more of what you're worth. And then if you want, like, just go get it. Like, go get what you think you're worth and shit then. But when we start we're not attacking. I don't think y'all or any, like, a lot of people, not us, but a lot of people in the world are outwardly attacking and hating the upper 1%. And I'm like, a lot of people, the upper 1%, it's like
about
a chosen
damn time.
Yeah, but my thing is that why, like, you don't have to like outwardly hate someone that worked hard to get to that point. And that 1% fluctuates. It goes up and down. People that are in that one top percent, they stay there all year.
But then like they didn't have to work anymore, probably. Like they worked hard, yeah, but then they got to the top, and then there's no one that's coming above them. And people got to feel out this emotion. They got to feel that something's wrong.
Shit, they got to work hard then, just like that. Shit. If I get lucky and
you don't want to focus on.
Yeah.
on, you know, that emotion for sure.
Right.
But like some people are so like they don't even know nothing about
Just
that.
haters.
Can I be real? I don't want to ever want to be in the 1%, because I see the problems that come
Me
with
neither.
it, and I wouldn't know it. I know you want to be in the 1%, Antonio, but I don't. I'd rather just be comfortable and stay hardworking, and just because see, with all that money comes like a shit ton of problems and a shit ton of flat, like just like
you
going
just
on
have
today.
so much money to blow, and shit just gets weird. You just start doing all types of stuff.
If you made
like
that
to
much
your
money,
body and
exactly.
like
if you made that much money, if you made $1 billion to $10 billion a year, but everyone was like, "Hey, yo," in society, all society was like, "Hey, you need to give up some of that shit." Be like, well, I have like 18 businesses. I'm paying about 60,000 workers. What the hell do I need to do? That like,
bro. I got you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
and
like,
another
damn.
one.
Why,
I got you, man.
why you attacking me, bro?
Yeah.
What you attacking me for?
Well, see, with this whole,
I don't know.
With that whole billionaire thing, though, like I understand, like you were just explaining, Norris. Once you build up to a certain extent, the corporation kind of becomes its own entity.
It does, yeah.
And what people don't like is when when they feel like your entity, like let's take Amazon for example. He built that from the ground up, but at the same time now you hear stories about fucking warehouse workers like having fucking timers and beepers on them, letting them know like, hey, you got to get your ass back to work, shit like that. Like when shit gets like that for a corporation, like, you know, like I said, if I ever get to that 1%, everyone's gonna be paid, you know, to where they can fucking
handsomely.
They can pay all their fucking bills. They don't need no government subsidiaries helping them out. Like, you don't need to be on EBT, bro. I got you. We're gonna take care of
people just need to get treated well, you know?
Yeah.
Like humans.
Hey, you know what I learned?
Human beings.
You know what I learned? You know what? I've worked around a lot of human beings, especially where I work at now. We don't say
human beings.
It don't matter how good. It doesn't matter how. Listen, man. It don't matter how good you treat somebody. It don't matter how good you treat somebody. It don't matter how good you treat somebody.
Why? What do you mean?
You know why? Because even if you treat them really, really well, they're gonna be offended by something. And guess what? You know how many companies I work for?
Go.
Yeah, exactly. But do you know how many people have filed lawsuits against companies who were actually, they treated them very, very well, but guess what? People try to find reasons because they say, hey, this is a fucking billion-dollar corporation. Like, you don't think Amazon people are looking for an excuse to sue somebody? You don't think people are out here looking? That's what a lot of the 1% got to actually look out for. It's the people that are going to try to come after them because they have. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's so many. If you had that much money and you had a worker say, hey, last week, a worker tripped me up and called me a name, but like I filed something, but nobody did something about that. I'm gonna claim that it's let's just call it out. I'm gonna claim that, you know, this guy, it was racism or a hate crime or some shit like that. And if you don't do something about this, I'm gonna sue your company because you're allowing them to get away with it. And they're like, okay, you had a that's
and then they got their friends that know about the
Yo, that's what HR is for. You got HR to handle some of that shit so y'all can work it out between each other. Like, why would people get sued once you? That's why when I hit the lottery, I ain't telling nobody. Nobody's gonna fucking know, because there's gonna be friends trying to sue me. If y'all hit the lottery, don't tell anybody, because friends who you thought were your friends, I'm telling you, they gonna come after your ass. Watch. I guarantee it. I know y'all think I'm crazy, but that shit is gonna happen. That's what people are trying to.
So I don't keep none of those.
I'm telling you, bro. If you got money,
not no new friends, no friends.
No friends, man. I mean, y'all my friends, but
anyway, I'm sounding off. My bad.
We on the
my bad. I'm sounding off too much. My bad.
Oh, you're good.
We be as far as me getting to that 1%, but you know, I'm gonna have my HR set up, and then it's gonna be a big ass sign right on there. Everything is recorded on video, all audio.
Motherfucker,
so
you remember?
Man, I'm gonna be.
You remember
brother.
Ray? You remember Ray?
It already is, so why
I'm
not?
gonna be Big Brother with my company.
But you remember
know
Ray?
Everything.
Oh,
yeah. Ray.
Yeah, they tried to do that at our last job. They had cameras everywhere. Look at Ray, almost got away. He could have got away with a couple million. Could have.
Yeah,
if you remember him, but
would have played it right. That's what that's what I would have did, because I would have been like, hey, they talking about I said I'm gonna do this and that. Especially with that company, because that company was like it's supposed to be a really diverse company outside, I guess, mine out in all those other
shit. It was
all those other little small-minded people, but yeah. You right. He could.
It was pretty. It was a good.
He could have took that somewhere, like for real.
Could have, but go ahead, Alexis. My bad.
Yeah. I guess my perspective probably comes a little bit too from somebody who is always like worried about money. Like always was thinking about whether or not I had enough money, but I always had enough money. And so as time went on, I decided like I need to let go of this as an attachment, or it's going to just keep pulling me back.
Right.
And so yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah, that's where you get the whole perspective of your mind. Like you said, if you had someone in your life always talking about, we short on this, you're going to have that short mentality. You're going to be short on everything. And that's something that gets handed down to your not parents, from your parents to your kids and to whoever, lives in your household. You start giving them that we short on this mentality. And that's why you got to be careful with the seeds that you throwing out there, because if one of them minds absorbs that shit, it's always going to be, why do I attract this type of person? Why, like I said, why am I short on this? Why does everything always happen to me? Boo.
Right.
And then we play that.
I've been short on bills before. I don't.
They get in there deep.
Yeah, man. Y'all make like really good points. I mean, I don't want to keep that energy around. There's plenty of times. I mean, even couples fight over money all the time, but it's not. It's almost like it's a result of their predicament and their choices. Also, it's not even always necessarily the environment. Sometimes it's the choices you make, and it's like I can't. You, Antonio, and both of y'all both made a good point, because I don't want to put that on my kid, thinking that, well, daddy's always arguing and talking about money and like how he's always upset and angry about we don't have this and that. Like, why does it matter? Your daughter just want to hang out with you and have fun, and even if they can't get everything that they want, like they just have. So I'm trying to keep it pure. Like, so that's true.
I mean, you get your circumstances and shit, like life happens.
Yeah.
So shit's gonna happen. You might be fucked up somewhere.
Yeah.
But to me, it's kind of like how we have social media now. Like, you don't fucking air all your shit out on Facebook or whatever social platform you like doing. Like, people don't people don't want to really see that. Nobody cares, to be honest, because everyone got their own shit going on. But whenever you put
people care now, they nosy as hell.
Yeah, when you put that on social media, that's where you start getting judged and shit, and you start wondering why people.
That's why I got rid of that. I got rid of that shit. I got rid of that shit quick. Like, it took me like 6 years to realize that, and I ain't never going back to Facebook, bro. Never. Sorry, I ain't never
Twitter,
going back.
So I know.
I don't blame you.
Barely on
Twitter. Hey, Twitter, but see, you know what? I ain't even gonna get into Twitter. I might delete
Twitter
that inevitably.
Like you talking to yourself anyway, so especially I mean, I had my Twitter account for like a decade. I had like maybe 80 followers.
It's what you put into it. It's same. If you put, if we trying to promote, we're gonna get it up there anyway. But I'm kind of like you. When I was first starting, it was just the purest of, hey, I remember you from high school, and then next thing you know, you got 950 friends, and you like, I met you 2 times before. Like, why am I even friend? And I'm not saying that's still not, like, that's how you meet people. Like, you go out, you meet them a couple times, and you're like, oh, they were nice when I met them, and then you might want to get to know them more, but now it's like it's in bunches. So there's no substance to the relationship or friendship when you meet that person. It's, I met you twice. We had a good time when we talked for 2 minutes, both of those times. Now we're friends on Facebook, but there's no substance.
You want to get on Snapchat? You want to get
Oh
on
my
Instagram?
God, yeah.
You
That's the
wanna...
only thing.
And anyway, it seemed like more people trying to flex on each other now anyway. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
Not. I mean, depending on, you know, who you follow or what you talk about.
Yeah.
Like, whatever you're putting out there, like, yeah, it could be just a bunch of flexing and haters and all that shit. So it just,
and I'm not saying that
depends where you putting your attention on social media anyway.
Yeah.
But,
and I'm definitely not saying that it was like the friends that I did have, out of them 9, however many friends I have, which I lost count. 4, they're not even really, but the thing is that some of them that I did meet through, like, you know, 2, 3 times, they have became good friends in my life, like, because I made that effort. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But a lot of people, like, you can only make so much effort, right? Like, damn, like no one's gonna, I'm not gonna stay on Facebook messaging or commenting on 800 people's fucking profiles all day. I can't. There's too many. There's only 24 hours in a day, allegedly, and it's like, what else? I got other things to do, right? Like, what? And then people get so offended if you don't say anything back to them or you don't talk to them for a while. Like, bro, some people got 4 kids, a mortgage, a fucking, you know, shit to pay off. They got, you know, relationship to maintain. They got, you know, like, you gotta put that shit aside for a while.
Like you got some needy ass Facebook friends, man. They sound extra.
I ain't got no.
Goddamn, they thirsty, bro. Why you so thirsty?
You see them in Walmart, yeah, they all thirsty. That's the thing. It don't matter though. It don't matter if you popular or not. If I go to Walmart, my purpose to.
I was gonna say they don't even listen to my podcast, so fuck them. All 950 of them motherfuckers.
Yeah. And see, that's some fakeness right there too.
I guess there's a few of them that actually, you know, listen to my shit maybe for 10 minutes, but
take a gander or two.
Yeah. But cause shit, I mean, like you say, man, I don't even know how many I got. I might have like 3 or 4. Who the fucking knows? But yeah, that, bro, they just fronting and flexing and
I go live my life.
Then I run into people nosy, man.
Yeah, I run into people. They like, oh, the first thing that people say. This is how I know we're not even living. We're living in like fucking fantasy land, or like everybody's on fucking crack and meth and shit. I go to the store. The first thing people ask me is, oh, how come you didn't, like you're not on Facebook anymore? How the like you? I know you going to look for me.
Not a hey, hi, how are you?
How's your daughter? You didn't post any pictures of her lately. What the? That's why I'm glad I ain't doing that shit no more. I ain't, I'm gonna leave you in the dark. I'm leaving all y'all
drama.
In the dark.
Leave the drama.
Drama queens and drama kings, man. I ain't never seen fucking men getting offended because, man, you ain't talk to me no more, bruh. Motherfucker, I don't even know you.
You don't talk to
talking
me either,
about.
Man.
I barely talked to you. I commented twice on a stupid post because I was just trying to show you some love because I ain't never commented before. And you don't even drink with me no more. I drank with you twice, and we wound up at a party that I didn't even know you were gonna be at. Like, calm down, man. People make an effort to be around you if they want to be around you. If people like you, they make an effort. I rarely make an effort, but if I do, it's because I like your ass, because I think that you're worth hanging out and that there's some meaningful dialogue we have between each other, some substance. And it's the same thing for me. If you don't like me, I'm not going to hate you. But if you make an effort, I'm like, hey, maybe he probably, because we have good repartee, we talking, whatever, we vibing, we cool. But like, no one's going to try to if they don't make an effort, don't fucking overexert yourself. I've never been like that. I can't stand that shit. I don't know why people do it. It makes... Yeah, so that's just me.
Takes time away from you that you need.
Yeah,
it's
man.
just so instant. All social media and texting, and overall, I've tried to step away as much as possible, but I'm still using it as a tool at the same time.
Yeah, we can still use it as a tool for sure. Once you hit 30, you're gonna be like,
we're gonna have to.
Alexis, when you hit 30, it's gonna be like, I don't know, something's gonna hit you in your head, and you're gonna be like, holy shit. Like it's gonna, like when I hit 30, and I just kind of just stopped doing so much of it, like the social media shit. I'm not saying it's 30 when the epiphany hits you like automatically, but that's that third eye shit I'm talking about. Like right when you hit that, because my dad always told me, he was like, when I was growing up, my dad was telling me, like, he's like, yo, son, like, you know, life really starts when you're 30. Once you hit 30, that's when life really starts for you. So you better prepare yourself. Get all your plan done in your 20s. Get all that shit out your system, because he said once 30 hits, all that the mental shit's gonna hit. You're gonna wonder about a lot of things in your life. He schooled me on so much shit, and I'm still not fucking, like, you know, all knowing and perfect in it. I'm never gonna be. But I'm really starting to realize what he was talking about when I was growing up. And that shit hits you, man. And like now we're doing a good thing. We're actually on doing this podcast trying to like wake people up, and at least like, hell, I want to get to a point where we can give people a platform to come on the show and talk shit, and whether debate or just express their thoughts too and shit. So like I think that's a good thing we doing.
You ain't never comment
or
on
cuss us out.
Because you ain't comment on that post. Like Norris, I remember back in 2018.
So, horrible
you
friend.
Me a dumb son of a bitch.
I'll pull up the goddamn post right now. I'll pull it up. Facebook timeline. Facebook
Norris
timeline.
Gonna be like, well, I said that because you were being a dumbass. Go look it up. You gonna pull up that receipt on his ass.
Pulling up shit from 10 years ago. Motherfucker, I was 23. I was trying to get laid at 23. I wasn't even worrying about half that shit. What you talking about, man? I was just saying shit just to say it. So whatever, man. I don't know. Whatever.
Anyway, yeah, join the Patreon if you want to cuss Norris out for them posts.
Yeah. That'll be good when we get the Patreon and everything set up too.
Just to let y'all know, it is set up. You
can Facebook is money. Just, I don't know.
Facebook
we will.
You gotta pay for Facebook.
I don't think you put your account information on there.
Oh yeah.
Unless you did.
I don't think we should do that either.
I'll do it tonight.
You have to put your account.
Put it right. Shit. I'll put that shit on tonight after we're done.
Oh, that's what y'all. Okay, gotcha.
The Patreon, so people can. I mean, they can still pay me. My Cash App is @Antonio Ortiz Jr. So.
I guess I
keep forgetting.
I suppose we trust them with all the funding.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that.
I entrust Antonio to do the smart thing with the money. I ain't saying he cutting too much off the top. So we'll see what happens. You know, as long as it goes towards the product, I don't give a fuck what happens with the money.
As long as $4 we got from
Anchor.
Y'all welcome to it.
Yeah.
I'll go
Big money. Yeah.
I'll buy y'all honey bun or some shit from the store. If y'all really need
it. Yeah.
Shit,
my fat ass used to tear them honey buns up in high school after school. I used to play sport. I used to be a fucking stallion, bro. I used to be in shape but I would always tear up them fucking glazed those honey buns. Don't come on, man. Don't get me started, man. I'm done, man.
Ones with the icing.
With the icing, glazed with ice. And I would always
in Jersey we had tasty cakes. Those were my favorites.
Tasty cakes and all that shit. I remember those, I think.
I like those ones with the oatmeal stuff, and then they had white like icing stuff in the center. You know what I'm talking about? What are those called? Cream pies. Yeah.
Cream pies.
Ew,
yes, they're so bomb.
We shouldn't take that there. Oh my God. We wouldn't take no cream pies there. What you trying to do, man? Why you always trying to like take it to another level, Alexis? But Alexis, you knew.
No, I didn't.
You knew that was where it was gonna lead to, though.
No, I didn't.
We got to take a break.
I couldn't seriously not.
We need to take a. We ain't take a break, people.
Intermission.
I'm intermission. I gotta use the bathroom, and then I'm gonna go try to find a cream pie in the kitchen.
And I'm
because it's Alexis's favorite.
Good luck. Good luck.
Hey, for real, brief intermission. Let me go use the bathroom. My bad.
I'll be right back.
Good luck. Okay.
All right.
Be right back.
So we just turn. Okay. I'll see if anyone commented. Your camera is like all interestingly pixelated.
No, it looks like a fisheye to me too. That fisheye effect going on.
It looks cool because you're.
There's people raving already on Facebook about free stuff. Did Joe Biden promise free shit? Because if he would have, I damn sure would have been down for that.
What's happening? What's happening?
Not much.
All right, hold on. Let me get my.
Did he offer assistance?
I don't know. Y'all know I don't fuck with none of that.
None of what? Oh shit.
Joe Biden promised a lot of free shit from.
Oh Lord.
From some rant that I just read on Facebook.
What did he promise? What specifically?
I don't know. I want all that shit,
though.
Hook me up.
Damn.
All this goddamn money I done put in the system, I need all that free shit.
I walked in the right time. I walked in the right time. What's he promising? Like what? Free cocaine, free fucking legal,
shit, that's even
legal everything,
healthcare.
legal.
Yeah, that's better than healthcare. There, shit. You put a man
my
on
God!
cocaine,
What?
He ain't gonna feel shit. He ain't gonna worry about any diseases, nothing. He just gonna be fueled off.
Don't fall into that spell, dog.
No.
Why y'all falling into that? Why y'all falling into that socialism spell, man? Why y'all falling into that spell, man?
We need
it's
to
a
talk
spell,
about
man.
What is so bad about communism and socialism if the community or that whole I don't know, isn't that what it's supposed to be? Supposedly.
Communism
was,
I think,
community, right?
Well, no, but what's that saying is that the community has more of a stranglehold on like your business. Like it's more like a community based type of, like if you come out with an idea and you have a business, the community actually has like more power, more influence into that business. It's like you kind of
a say of how it goes down.
Well, let's make a business that's community based instead of
but see, that's bullshit because I want to make a business how I want to make it.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to have a bunch of people watching you.
We all write it down and get it all.
Oh, fuck all that, man.
Hey,
fuck that.
See, that's the problem with human beings, man.
No, that's not the problem, man.
Hey, think about how ants do shit. Ants is like all for the queen, which, humans are too individualistic sometimes.
Ants are also very problematic and very,
for me,
especially when it comes to selfish creatures, because I ain't never did shit to no ant. Before I got bit by a shitload of ants, I never stepped on one. Now I'm stomping on them every time I see one.
Well, you got a vendetta,
every time. You shouldn't have bit me. You shouldn't have.
You must
but go ahead, tell me your position. You
must have got bit by some fire ants. They fucked you up, didn't they?
I have before. You're right, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. Listen, let's go.
You're taking a vendetta out on the ants for no
reason. Let's take. What's your position on communism and socialism? I see pros and cons to both, but I see more of a con with socialism. More of a con with socialism, in my opinion. That's just
social security. We got we got some socialist programs here within our system. But I don't know. I mean, like you said,
like I said, there's still pros to it. Also,
cons,
there's still some pros.
But as far as I don't know, expanding as a species, because I always liked Star Trek because they didn't worry about no money. They was always worried about going to the next fucking planet or
because they were funded. They had better.
They had that communist money going on, that socialist money. To have that big ass shit with these fucking.
Well, they had communist and socialist money.
One of them. They was getting money. It was some kind of funding going on somewhere. I mean, we didn't get to see the guy slaving in the fields back at the home world.
They got money from claiming planets and fucking annihilating species. They talking about they going exploring.
They ain't do that. They're not. Hey, they're not. They're not conquistadors, man. They was not trying to expand the Western whatever. What's that shit called?
Put whatever fancy smashy term you want on it.
Manifest destiny. They wasn't doing all that, man.
Yeah.
They was just
let's look.
In search of.
Let's see what.
Go ahead, Alexis.
Let's see. I want to see what Alexis has to say about this topic: communism and socialism, and what.
Well,
okay, go ahead.
I really don't know a whole lot about any of these, but I've been learning more lately about a meritocracy, which, from what I understand, is a group of people kind of watching and making decisions over certain things.
Right.
Because if you have, the pro-life or pro-choice or whatever it is to be, you should have somebody who's educated in that,
that field
subject, so that field, so that you can just have more sound decisions coming in. So if you have a group of people, I feel like that's, and they would have to be very compassionate, very at the top. They would have to be open-minded and compassionate, because that's how you choose people who are the right fit, is by knowing people and knowing yourself and being a compassionate person yourself. You can read very quickly if somebody's going to be a good fit for something.
Okay. I do wish, let's just say holistically, I do wish there could be more compassionate people on both sides, right? Whether you support communism or socialism or whatever, that's obviously, right? No one wants to just be a fucking, just an evil individual, and just
Vlad Impaler.
Fair enough, exactly. Yes, okay. But my thing is this, damn, bro, you stupid. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that, okay, with socialism, what happens a lot of times is that, because you said Biden promised all this free shit.
Free shit.
Okay,
man.
that's definitely. So what is that? What would you call that? Let's just go ahead and clear up the definitions now. What would you call that? What would you call it?
Free shit.
That's socialism.
Man. Socialism.
That's socialism.
Now, I want all.
Now, let's say, for instance, you provide all that shit, this free shit, for a number amount of years. You're only in presidency for 4 years. If you're lucky, 8. So these terms and these conditions, these policies can change over the course of 10 years. They could fluctuate. You provide all this free shit for people.
See,
but just let me, if you provide all this shit, go ahead. What's up?
No, I was going to say, but people say that shit, but he doesn't, he can't get fucking, the legislator and the fucking Senate and all that shit. He still needs their approval, man. It's, like I said, people seem to forget,
but that shit,
that he can't just make the shit happen.
Yeah,
snapping his fucking fingers and bam, everyone is getting free shit.
Right.
I mean,
right. Segue to my next point. Costs money.
Yeah.
All that costs money, even if it's approved. And guess what? That money comes from who?
From us.
Comes from the people.
From me.
All that free shit you talk. Yes.
I don't pay enough. I want some back. Damn it. I need return on my investment.
Yeah, and I get that. Anyway, I get that. That's fair too. I get that. I empathize that. Trust me, I feel the same way. But all this shit, guess what? Bye-bye Social Security. If he's promising a shitload of things that he's saying is going to be just straight up free. Yeah, no, well, I'm just saying, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it ain't free though. Anyway,
it hasn't happened yet.
I have one more thing to add.
Oh, go ahead.
So there's a couple other terms that I really loosely know what they mean, but it's dialectic and teleological. And what you were saying about change is that, yes, the system that we're working with needs to be open to change. And then I think the dialectic has something to do with providing citizens with what they need to survive. And kind of the bare minimum in a way, and then whatever else they need to keep going, they got to make on their own. But yeah, health insurance and things like that, like time to
I think y'all
time to just do what they need to do.
I think y'all are missing. Like I said, I understand. That's anybody in this world would say, "Hey."
So you basically saying
like
where's
free
the
healthcare
money
would be
come from?
Okay.
Sort of deal.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
Not
that's not what I'm saying.
We'll print it.
No. That's not what I'm saying. So check this out. My wife's from Thailand, right? She's from Thailand. Guess what? They don't have a socio-economic. It's no socialist system there. It's basically, now a lot of people might say that, oh well, countries are more impoverished, but guess what? Over there they basically have free healthcare. But guess what? They have to work for nearly everything that they get, and a lot of them still enjoy the benefits of being citizens of their country and are still happy, even though they have to work for everything. Because guess what? At least they have the comfort. Now, this is a scenario where they actually have somewhat basic free healthcare. They still got to pay a little bit, but it's very affordable. Very, it's very like a fucking Mac. It's very consumer friendly. It's very PC friendly. It's the country itself produces a lot of people that I've met from other countries who actually buy into their country system, come out a very well-rounded human being, depending on their situation. So my wife, in her circumstance, she didn't grow up in a socialist. They used to dealing with probably dictators and people who just take money for themselves and stuff. But my thing is that I've met a lot of hardworking, honest, and very logical and very even killed people from her country. And this is not just showing love to people that are Thai or people that are from other countries. But what I'm saying is that in other countries where universal healthcare is an apparent thing, yes, they have universal healthcare, and yes, they can take out so much time from work, but a lot of money is not allocated into other things. So that's why the country is impoverished, because a lot of the money is going into the healthcare system, into other things. So my thing is that if you work for something, if we come up with a society where people are saying, give us all this free shit, give us everything, all this free shit, we want this, we need the basic this. People understand that, but the incentive, the disincentive is going to be when those policies change over the years. People are going to lose their fucking minds, because we're already seeing what's happening when people. There are people out here buying fucking PS5s with unemployment money, and they're gonna be mad when they gotta come up off the unemployment sometimes and have to fucking actually go. A lot of people will commit crimes and shit. A lot of people, there are literally people in the neighborhoods I grew up in. People applied for unemployment insurance that were perfectly well and able to work, very sound-minded people, but they fell in love with that system. And then when that system started to change, when they started to say, hey, we're cutting back on this with unemployment, we're cutting back on this with food stamps or this, that, and whatever. When they start actually, like, it's going to come to a point where that's going to happen. There's going to be a shift, and people are going to start.
So you got to remove yourself from the system.
Well, but that
system is money driven.
But socialism is dependent on the system. That's what socialism is. That's my point.
Right.
Because people are dependent on the system to provide the money. If you promise me $30K a month or $30K a year in benefits, and I don't even really have to fucking do much but sit on my ass or lie on an application to get more money or government assistance, nobody's going to work. There's plenty of videos circulating from the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and even the 2000s, now getting the 2020s, where people don't want to fucking work. They don't want to work. They just want to depend on the system. And that's what a lot of that shit is coming from. And it's like, it's cool to get free shit sometimes. I'm not saying it. I would love for someone to come to my door and be like, hey, we just want to give you this $1 million here, man. It look like you need it. I would love that. But it's not realistic, and it's not something that I would even really trust to go for, because it's like I still got to this point even with struggling, and I know I can get myself up out of it by myself, because I know if I depend on something, guess what? The government, this is a way that the government are going to use people to, when shit rolls downhill, they want you to be docile and say, hey, we're still giving you this, and this. Just, be docile, have no opinion, and just take this little bit of money we're going to give you and shut the fuck up. And I'm not saying I've never been on that train, but now in my 30s, I'm starting to see that shit. That's all I'm trying to say. It doesn't provide incentive to work. It provides incentive to remain asleep and somewhat lazy. That's my opinion. That's just me.
All right, so with that whole thing, we got to break down who these people are. And
okay.
Cuz I know I've met people just like that. There's people, like you said, still like that in the system. But see, if I ever, like, this, the whole program has to adapt. We have to have something that fucking, I guess, evolves with all the issues, and that's probably one of the biggest issues we have with whatever policies we have, because we got a two-party system, and they think it should be done this way. The other side's like, we should do it this way, and no one's trying to get, like, work way out this way or in between, because certain situations call for some kind of other, like, everything has a different remedy, and that's, as far as the government, it needs to be able to remedy everything in a different thing. Because as far as, like, people depending on the system, okay, so, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a motherfucker that I took my unemployment check when I was single, ain't had no kids, and I went and bought a pair of Iversons. But anyway, so
nobody clowning, nobody hating on you for that.
Whatever. So anyway,
ain't nobody hating.
What needs to happen with these systems, though, is, like, you gotta, and they do it. Most of the states have things like this where you can go to school, try to learn a new trade, and you need to push that and let people know, like, if you're not making a grade or you're not going into this program, like, bro, we gonna just have to cut you off.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But then again, we could have, like I say, we could just have a system where you have a housing that's government funded, and food is there, and this and that. And that would be, to me, that, like, if I could build up a government, these places would exist just for people that really need them. That way, you don't have people just sleeping on fucking streets.
Right.
Like, that's the kind of, when I say,
and
like, a whole type of building, like, this building here just has people that really need it.
Right.
And
if the money's provided, like, for more
The
people,
thing is, I wouldn't give those people money. They would just have that. The other incentive for that is, if you're staying there, you have to show that, you're trying to better yourself some way, whether it's educational or you're putting in jobs or you're working at some shitty fast food place, because, that's the thing now. Should we pay, I don't know if they want to call them low tier workers, but, like, let's say my passion is I want to flip burgers. Like, why should I be punished for that, where I can barely, have my own place and shit like that?
Right.
Like, I shouldn't be punished for that. But go ahead, Alexis.
Go ahead, Alexis.
Yeah, I feel like everyone should be given the same thing. It'll be different for people who have kids and things like that, but everybody is given the same thing. And then if everybody's given the same thing, which is things that they need to survive, then they will either try to become something more, and at least if they don't decide to become something more, then they're less stressed, and they're putting less stressed energy out there.
Right.
And I feel like it's kind of naturally in us to rise up to the occasion. Like there's something inside of us that I think we all have that truly does want something more, and we'll just kind of continue. I feel like we would just continue on that route.
Right. But in an idealistic world, I would agree. In a perfect world, I would agree definitely. But the thing is that ideally, and let's just say even hypothetically, theoretically, would the government, do you think that it would be fair to provide the same amount of funding for an individual who's single, who's trying to, they're homeless, but they're single, provide them housing, this healthcare, this, that, and the other, everything that you're talking about, everyone gets the same thing. But to kind of piggyback on what you and Antonio said, because I saw this even in the 90s with government housing. A lot of people were provided based off stipulations of kids, this, that, and the other, X amount of kids, married, whatever. It was all gone into play. A lot of, number one, my first point is a lot of those government housing projects government housing projects, which is an actual project to build up a community for people, turned into ruins because no one wanted to actually do that. They did not want to work. They wanted to lie on applications and do this, that, and the other to kind of get away with it, because a lot of people didn't want to work, or because a lot of companies wouldn't hire them based off of their, maybe they had a criminal past or something. And I definitely understand that, because I don't think one's criminal past, depending on what it is, should dictate that. But I grew up in a neighborhood that was not even 6 blocks away from a government housing project. And they actually wound up tearing that place down because it wasn't conducive to the neighborhood that was literally right smack neck. That was actually a decent neighborhood. And I'm just giving you the reality. That's just what it was. That's what it was. And so if you give this, so my question also, the second point is providing all this for everyone with the same amount of everything, whatever you're talking about. It's like a single man who's homeless and trying to get back on his feet versus a single woman and a husband who was trying to get with 2 kids. If they're provided the same, do you think that the husband and wife do you think they should get more or just the same amount as someone who's single and is trying to get back on their feet just like they are?
I think that if you have kids,
because it's tough.
I'm gonna fall back on what I said, because supposedly that's what your social worker's supposed to be anyway. Like, she's supposed to get all this information. Like, okay, they do this, they do that. Maybe one of them works, maybe one of them doesn't. So, everything has to fluctuate on a different level. And then on top of that, like, you can't have a social worker with like fucking hundreds of people that they have to take care of. Like, everything has to have some kind of balance. And then on top of what you were talking about, I'm pretty sure you was talking about the crack epidemic. And that just...
Maybe they should have to pay to have kids.
Because I lived in the...
That's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah, no, but that falls...
Maybe they should pay...
Oh, go ahead. I was going to go into that crack epidemic.
Oh, I was just saying that... Maybe people should have to pay to have kids.
Oh, they should have. They should
that
be
is
certified. They should be certified.
Gotta go to work.
Where these 2 people are allowed to
certified.
Yes.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
People, there's motherfuckers out here that's making kids that have no business having kids.
Making dozens of kids.
You can't help who you procreate with, I guess, right?
Yeah, you can.
And nobody, I mean, people should be able to, it's like, we need to keep, I mean, people should be able to have kids if they want to have kids, but it should...
Nah, they shouldn't. Hell no.
The system should...
Listen, I agree. Can I just say something real quick? I agree with y'all as far as where y'all coming from, as far as at least from an unbiased and just
and if
like
they
I said,
we'll just exterminate them. How about that?
I agree with you.
Just get rid of them.
You're just a liability to fucking go.
Lord,
you can't get your shit together. We're gonna have to take you out back and just like Old Yeller.
They're not zombies, dude. They're not fucking
take
like
Old Yeller to the
get
bank.
Another Holocaust going.
I agree. I agree with what y'all are saying.
At least I'll make it up front. I'll be up front. Like, if you don't do shit, bro, we just gonna have to
better learn.
Either you go out there and run and go do shit on your own, or we gonna take you out back and harvest your organs.
I'm gonna try to get this out.
Harvest your organs or something.
I agree.
We gonna make something out of you. Goddamn it, whether you like it or not.
Jesus Christ.
Savage. We're savage.
I agree with what y'all are saying holistically. I agree with what y'all are saying. All I'm also trying to say is that there's not enough, no matter how you try to frame it or fit the funding where you need it to be, there may not be enough, because people also pay into this stuff, right? There might not be enough money to make it baselined like that, because there's so many different projects that people need help in. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to say. I agree that y'all should.
I'm trying to pull back from the money, and I'm trying.
Well, no, it's not just. But you can't. But you can't. No, the people are the resource. But if you're asking for this stuff, like free stuff, if you can't fund it, where are they gonna get? Like, they can't just pull money out of thin air.
They can.
So my thing is like,
why not?
Well, if they can, then why are they? If they're not doing it.
Because they want you
they're
to
trying
go to
to
work
keep us where we're at.
bro. They want you to go to work. They want you to pay your electric bill, your mortgage. You got too many corporate entities. It's like, think of it like this. It's like the animal kingdom, man. There's all these animals. What's one thing that every animal needs? Besides food and shelter and whatever, water. So
that's what we asking for.
We'll take the water and we'll say water is money. Everyone's fighting for all the water.
Everybody does,
but there's enough water for
but everybody does their part though.
Yeah, I know that. But
everybody does their part.
That's why I want to take them out to the back and shoot them if, like, we gonna harvest some organs, goddamn something.
Bro, lions hunt.
Well, yeah.
Okay, like you remember every now and then all the animals meet up at the water hole to fucking, everybody takes their proper rations. Nobody fucks with anybody at that time at that one meeting during. But my thing is that there's still an order. Like, you want people asking for all this stuff, and it's like, hey, how do y'all think?
It's just if they're gonna offer it, I'm gonna take it. But see, this whole system I'm talking about it's not even based on money, man. It's just on human.
That's fair.
Human resources. I know we're nowhere near that. We are nowhere near weaning off of money and having these corporate entities that just want to stay in this system. Like, the system I'm talking about is like, bro, it's insane, because there, like you said, where's this money coming from? It's like, it's not built on money. It's built.
What can people do with free shit? Do y'all know people that you entrust? Y'all know, I know everybody knows people, a plethora of people. They know if they got free shit, they wouldn't know what to do with themselves. Straight up. Like, that's gonna be people who didn't even have money growing up, that got addicted to drugs. They were using every bit of money that they got just to buy drugs and more shit. Imagine if they get more free shit. They get, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no incentive to actually be for like a real.
We'll give them all the drugs they want, so they can just, the strong will survive. Like, you'll have to evolve with the system. So, they're gonna kill themselves from drugs or whatever the fuck, PS5 or whatever vice you have in your life that you want to get into.
I just don't think.
I
don't think that's conducive, man. I don't think that's conducive.
And we're gonna like I said, we're gonna figure out something that you can do.
It's so funny.
It's not conducive at all. It's not conducive.
Never say them.
That is. I don't know. I mean, like if we lived in a world like that,
it's a crazy.
If we lived in a world like that,
exactly.
Honestly, I would probably have to move to another country, because
we ain't letting you out, man. You stuck.
Nah, I'm leaving, bro. I just couldn't do it because I know people, man. I know that when the minute you start habits, with free money, with money that you don't work
that's
for,
the
that you
thing.
have
I'm
no.
not trying to give them money. I'm just trying to
No,
give
I
them.
know, I know.
Oh, you talking about with the okay? You talking about
But
Biden?
what I'm saying is, let's say for instance, this conspiracy you talk, not even just a conspiracy. I
A
know that people,
conspiracy. Hey,
I know
this.
the government, can probably print trillions of dollars if they wanted to. Like it's fucking, or just add a couple zeros in the
Yeah,
fucking,
the
like,
whatever the
and they can just
mainframe.
create money. Yeah, I get that point, and I understand your point too, Alexis, about trying to keep the man down. And I get that the system is rigged and it's fuck. But my thing is that even in general, even if that's the case, if you just by saying a politician is saying, I'm gonna give you all this free shit if you vote for me, and then he gives it to you, then what? Then what?
You want
Then
more?
it's
I'm gonna vote
then
it.
you're gonna want
Vote
more
them in. Vote
and
them in
more
again.
and more. And guess what? If they can't provide more, people gonna get pissed off more and more. They're gonna say, well, you've been taking
Everybody's
care of me
gonna
for
have
10
their own little
years.
breakdown.
How come you trying to take away this benefit? Or how come you're not gonna add this? They're gonna want more and more. Trust me, I was a kid once. Remember when you got that first before? Okay, prime example. Have you ever actually gotten a gift as a kid, right? This is just me. I'm not saying this is y'all. I've gotten a gift before, right? That I didn't have to work for. I thought I was being a good kid. I've gotten the gifts before that I didn't have to work for anything, right? And I wanted more, right? Guess what? When I finally earned my own money and did them chores today, and I was able to buy my own shit, it felt more rewarding. It felt that way. Instead of actually thinking like, I just want more shit. Like, just give it to me. Like, you gave me that free shit. How come I can't just get that? You gave me that fucking Buzz Lightyear or fucking Pokemon cards or whatever. You gave me that for free like every year. Grandma, you send me $50. You don't even love your motherfucking grandma. You just know that every year for your birthday, she send you $50 and you just want, now that's your grandma, I get it. But what I'm saying is that when you get free shit, at some point, you're just like, well, they give it to me already. Like, why they can't just give me this too? I mean, you have the money, and then you think in your mindset, well, they have the money to do it. But you got to understand that it's also a fucking game. There's a beginning and end to that shit with everything. No matter
Yep.
what policies in place, no matter what, there's been so much change that's happened in this country since the fucking.
Exactly.
So my thing is that we can change and progress and do all that. That's fine. But if you're talking about just giving away stuff, that is a very dangerous game. It's very dangerous.
Well, it'll
And
eliminate some people.
well, yeah,
Well, see,
yeah. And I don't want to be one of the ones
That's already
eliminated.
happening.
from
Yeah. So,
but that perspective, man, like I said, that's the crack epidemic era where and the fucked up part was the government themselves was bringing in all the drugs into that community to bring that community down anyway, man.
they were,
That's
but that
that's
was also the fun wars. They were funding wars. They were
yeah.
funding fucking
The what is it? The
imaginary wars.
Nicaragua, Iran, Contra
Yep,
bullshit.
Nicaragua. Yep,
That was part of the whole
yep.
crap epidemic. They was bringing in the drugs from or cocaine, not even drugs, cocaine from Nicaragua. They was selling it in
Imagine
our
if no
fucking
one took that bait.
communities.
Imagine if right. But imagine what the government would actually say if they offered that and everyone was like, well, nah, I just want to work for myself and I'll make it and I can get to where I'm trying to get. If everyone, even that's just like if no one chose to vote and they said, we're not voting, everyone on the face of the earth, I'm not voting, fuck politics, fuck the election this year. The government would not know what to do with themselves. They're like, shit, how can we fuck these people up? Because they're starting to unite.
Yeah.
That's
And
what needs to happen more so than just fucking like,
damn
oh, they
straight
said they
skipping.
promised free shit, so I want to go get my fucking Rolls Royce that I wanted for the last 15 years I could never afford.
Damn.
Like, come on, man. Like that shit is like, come on, man. Like we gotta be smarter, man. I'm not saying I'm perfect with money or not that I don't want a handout because of course, like, am I where I want to be necessarily? Like, but
No, we're working
I'll
on it.
feel like I didn't really earn it. I'll feel like I didn't really earn it if I just take handouts all the time. Government assistance, I agree that if it's for people that need it and it's legitimate
And
and you're not lying on
you're
applications
not
and you're doing,
pumping
then that's
drugs into
fine.
that community.
Yeah, but I knew people that were taking government assistance that was still selling drugs and fucking using their own house that was government protected as fucking a
Well,
fucking trap house and shit.
well,
Like, come on,
I
man.
knew
That's
people that was abusing the system, and these motherfuckers had 3 or 4 businesses, and they was on fucking food stamps and shit, man. And
but guess what? At least they tried to do it that way.
They didn't look like me and you either.
Fair enough.
But
at least they tried to do it.
Playing the game. No, they had business.
Yeah, they played the game.
Like they was getting more.
But right.
So, you know, but anyway, like I'm.
But they were playing the game, but they were also trying to build themselves up too. Though it was illegal, at least their mindset was in the.
I think
trying to get money. Just like how
a lot of things
our president talks about, you know, he didn't pay any taxes or whatever the fuck it was. It's that's the kind of game that they're playing. Because people talk about welfare, but they don't talk about corporate welfare ever. Like, that's never a thing. Like, I get you want to help some mom and pop corporations, which I don't think they really do. Don't quote me on it. I haven't looked that up, but I know.
If you turn your application in on time, you might.
Yeah,
if you turn your application in on time, you might.
Yeah, I know all these big corporations, they're always getting fucking government money, like, constantly. And no one talks about that. And then we're spending, what, $1 trillion in war, just in war alone, man. $1 trillion. Like,
so many things need to change. Yeah, so many things need to change. We all need to put our minds together as to how we can be a part of it. And
so we need to start a third party, what is it called? The Humans United Party or some shit.
Humans United.
Some, man.
The
other thing
that's
was
that division needs to be broken up, man. Everyone's out here basically with the same missions. We all want a fair thing going on.
Deep down. And COVID, I think, has kind of put them in a position where they have to allow people to make more decisions on a state level. Local level, they've given more. I was just listening to, something, just COVID in North Dakota, and I think I heard the governor talk, and he talked a lot about how they've been given more responsibility at a state level. Right. So that's probably a good thing too.
Well, I heard there was like some catches with that. The president giving out, this money and some of those freedoms.
The human coalition ain't gonna work if people can't even come to an agreement on freedom of choice, like fucking, whether or not to kill a baby or whether or not to abort a baby.
Let's start with one thing first and then try to build.
That's a big thing.
Well,
that's a big thing,
though.
That's not
what I'm basing.
It's not that complicated, though.
I want to base it on let's change the whole system in general. Like, let's get people in here that want to. I ain't gonna say disband, but they want to fucking just restructure certain parts.
Maybe
of the
we
system.
should all run for office.
All right, I'll run for.
But
just start telling all the woke people to start running for office.
Well, wherever we need to start, if you want to start somewhere, pick a bill and let's start there. Because honestly, if it's so infested, you're right. We got to pick and start somewhere. It's one, but you can only be in office for so many goddamn years.
Shit,
so it's like
Biden been in 47 years. You can only
but that was
for 8 years.
Different. That was different positions. No, but that was different positions. Is what I'm saying. Like you can't. You can't be a mayor for 40. You can.
Yeah, you can. You can be any other office besides president. You can be in that motherfucker for as long as motherfuckers keep voting for you.
I ain't never seen mayor pass fucking like Rudy Giuliani. I think he lasted about 10 years. Yeah. I don't know what it was.
I'm just saying.
Not all the same ones in there forever.
As long as they keep voting you in, you can be in that position as long as you want. It's just president.
Well, I would have kept Rudy in that bitch. I would have kept Rudy in there.
Just wait till there's a bunch of us, like when the generations change. I mean,
I feel sorry for my kid. I'm gonna try. I don't know what, like all this money that
2020. Look at how much has happened in 2020.
Well, yeah, but we're in so much debt right now. Like they're gonna come up with some program. Like I feel sorry for my kid because I know her generation is gonna have to pay for what happened with the COVID, which is not necessarily all of our faults. but it was just a situation. And all this, we're in like $3, $4, $5 trillion debt now, whatever it is. I feel sorry for her because now she might not be able to benefit from a lot of programs that rightfully earned. And you know, even for schooling, for fucking uh financial, like tuition, this, that, and the other. All these student forgiveness loans, which is a good thing. It's like the country's debt is going to come in. It's going to backlash later on, like 15 years from now, 10 years from now. And it's like, you know, both of you are.
How do you know that?
So basically, what you're saying
Because
is we need to kill all the central bankers, is what you're saying.
what I'm saying,
we need to kill.
What I'm saying is that
that way we can get rid of that imaginary debt thing, because I don't get who we owe
right?
money to, but whatever.
I know y'all don't get it,
we'll
but the thing is that the policies, the policies that are in place, she's not going to be able to help that. You see what I'm saying? Like when Joe Biden gets in office, right? He's already talking about, you know, taxing the whatever percentage that he wants to tax more, including, like, I don't know whether it's at the 50% line or whether it's at over that or whether you're 1%. I know he's attacking the rich for sure. That's what he wants to do. Yeah. But my thing is that later on in life, all these things that are coming to pass with this debt, it took us so many years just to get out of the trillions and trillions of dollars of debt that we were in at some. And now I know y'all don't believe in that as far as the, you know, because you think it's just a made up number, because money you can just add a bunch of zeros in the system and boom, bam. But my thing is that I'm living in the real world where actually she might not have the luxury of actually saying, oh, well, she's going to have to live in this world regardless, no matter what you believe. She's a citizen of this country. She's going to have to provide for God, you know, with her family, whenever she gets a family in the future or whatever happens, when she decides to get a job for herself, all that stuff. She's not even going to understand politics unless I try to help her understand the basics of it, not just a holistic perspective of what I think government should be. I have to show her what it is and what is happening and the debt that we are in, because it's the reality. I'm sorry?
And how she needs
to burn just homeschool her.
No, I will not. I got to expose her to everything. I'm not going to homeschool my kid because there's only so much I can do as a parent and as a teacher and as an educator. I'm already working on my kid with everything, right? I'm on her every day. Like, she can already count to 100. She's already fucking, like, she's so smart, man. But there's only so far that I can go for that. I have to expose her to the real world, and it has to happen. And if I hold her back, I've seen how kids act when they homeschool, man. Like, it's I don't mind it.
You know, I've seen kids that are homeschooled has been ones where their parents also really don't ever let them leave the house.
Exactly. That's what shit. Thank you.
But
if you expose them early, they get a more worldly view of things. They get different, they can internalize those different perspectives and then come back on the foundation that I taught them, and they can formulate their own opinion. If I keep them in the house, they're going to go out and scrutinize everything and probably be even more pissed off. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying this is fact, but they might go out and scrutinize more about something that goes against what I taught them in the house because they had no other perspective growing up at all. They can go out into the world and hear, and they're going to hear and see different things. And they're going to come and ask me what that means. And I can say, okay, well, that's what that means. Later on in life, you might make this decision or this decision. I can tell them, and I can actually school them and say, you know what I'm saying? But if I just hold on and just hold them in the house all day, like, that's just what do I call that? That's like a dog with rabies ready to fucking pounce on somebody. And the minute you tell them no, or the minute you tell them that the world ain't the same way that I told you it's going to be. I should have told you about this growing up. I should have exposed you to this so you could actually think about it. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's about to me. I think public school is a good idea for people. It's a good start, and it gets the kids' feet wet for the real world. And I don't judge parents who homeschool their kids. I'm not saying it's necessarily an all bad thing, but you know, I went to public school. I got bullied. I stood up for myself. Now I know that I can defend myself. Now I know that I can beat somebody's ass if they try to fuck with me. But I'm not gonna go out and just outwardly do it. I'm not a fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know how to stand up for myself. I know how to respect other people's opinions, but still stay solidified with mine. I know how to understand, but not also have to accept what they're saying. I can agree that with their points, but I can also still stay closely hinged to what I believe too, but still respect their opinion. That's my belief. That's the way my parents raised me. So, like, cause all y'all opinions today, I agree with so much of what y'all said. I really do. But I also stay grounded to what I know, that what I see and what I know. And I would love to live in that world where I know all this shit could happen for us, man. I want that. But at the same time, I know people and I've seen what people do. And it was good that I did, because if I didn't see that growing up, I would have been like, well, how come we're getting all this free stuff? We're socialism, this, that, and the other. And I would have just been like, what the fuck, man? Like, why are people tripping? How come we're all not happy? We should all be happy if the government's gonna give us all that. Like, come on, man. Like, I know I'm probably just preaching to maybe even to nobody, but just me, I'd rather be exposed to shit early. And I think that I always love other people's opinions, especially if it's well formulated and they know what they're talking about. And even if they don't, if they just have a heartfelt opinion on something, I can actually still get down with that and understand. But I also know that, hey, you still got to understand this, think logically, do your research, do this, because there's so much more than just having an opinion and coming from a place of heartfelt emotion, that because you want it to happen so bad and because you think that it's just right. But you also got to think of the other side, man. You got to think that, hey, it's not happening because of this reason. And that's just the way I've always thought, man. Because I've seen so many of my friends lose their lives because they let an argument, or they let the government get them down, or they let a argument get away too quickly, and they just started fighting, and they got shot, got into fights in school, like shit like that, man. It's like people just lose their minds because they don't know how to think. They don't know how to fucking think, man.
Right.
That's why I think school is not for smart people, or it's, to me, for real, school to me is like some kind of social thing where you learn how to get along with people or not get along with people. It seems like a social experiment.
Doesn't it? It seems kind of invasive.
Yeah, and it shows like that's
You talking about school or education?
where you learn
just school, right?
Being around a bunch of people, just all of a sudden get thrown around a bunch of people.
You got
right,
your
right,
jocks,
okay.
You got your nerds, weirdos, goths, whatever.
Yeah.
Because you start clicking up, and that's kind of where you learn who you are too, as well.
Right.
Well, because as far as the curriculum is shit. Like, basically,
I'll give you that.
They do not teach you how to function in the real world. Like, they don't teach you about taxes.
I'll give you that.
They don't even teach you how to fill out a fucking application for a job.
Yeah.
Like, if you're trying to teach these kids something, like, it's good to know why the X left the Y and all those formulas, but, a lot of people, I have not done none of that shit since getting my GED. That was the last time I probably used any kind of algebra. But
education power, hell yeah.
But see, that's another thing that needs to evolve. Like, the whole education thing needs to be restructured, and we need to teach kids how to, not what to think, how to think, how to express themselves, like,
yes,
emotionally. They like there's so much shit
instead of giving them
to be packed into that,
instead of giving them busy work to go home and stress your life out even more.
Like, that's not helping them, man. Like, they need to learn, like, if you want to get some kind of homework, like something that they're really into, get them to either do an essay if they like to write, If they're like these little science motherfuckers, like make some kind of model. Show us what you are
Right.
good at. Not let me give you a
Yeah.
test.
Show us what you
And
know.
yeah, and let me fail you just because you can't memorize shit off the top of the head. Like that's not
Yeah.
intelligence.
Yeah.
That's just basically setting you up to be a drone, man. Like we want you smart enough to push
There's
all
this
the
teacher.
Sing with
buttons.
your head.
Want you to know how to
Yeah.
push the buttons, but we don't want you to know what the buttons do when you push them. Sort of deal.
There's this teacher in a I forget which state it was, but she don't even give fucking homework to her students because it was a senior class, and she said her reason. A lot of the teachers were um, kind of upset with her, and a lot of the parents were too. But a lot of those kids were in after school sports. They had to maintain a certain GPA. They had after school jobs to go to. They had, a lot of kids actually were taking care of their brothers and sisters growing up. They had to get home straight. They didn't have time to worry.
The latchkey kids.
Yeah, well, yeah, them too. And the teacher's reasoning was because she said, well, they're involved in all that stuff. Why would I put a fucking 100, like a shitload of
just pressuring them with
just
more
to
shit.
pressure them more. Like they have A's in my class because they're performing in class
Yeah, there you go.
the way they should, and I'm and some B's and C's. But guess what? I'm working with them too. But she also still did tutoring sessions as far as what was being done in class and everything. There wasn't that added pressure, and like I agree with that. Like, I think there should be some form of every now and then, like of after school homework or something. But like, especially when you get older, like, come on, man, like that's just my job ain't good. Me fucking like at a certain point when you 18 and older, and when you really out in the world and you're trying to get your own place and all this stuff, your homework is your job. Your homework is also what you want to do with your life. That's your fucking homework.
Yeah,
And it's like you might not get into algebra and calculus and geometry and all that shit later on in life. And I think you're right. They need to teach a lot more life skills and a lot more things that actually predicate towards building a better productive member of society, versus just giving them busy work.
Weird. Yeah, because it's weird, man. I don't know if every school system got rid of like home ec and shop and
yeah, they got rid of all that shit.
Like
I noticed that.
What?
They got rid of some of those classes because hell, I learned how to sew. I can still sew now. But yeah, it's weird. But I had that in school.
I can sew, but I can't sew well.
Yeah, I can sew, not well, but I know I can get down with it.
I'll get it done, but
actually,
I feel like that's
a
huge one.
Pretty good stitching, bro. I haven't done it in a long time, but that stitching is tight.
Artsy fartsy.
Yeah, it sticks with you.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Those are good skills if you needed to make some clothes or something.
But
I feel like, yeah, that's such a huge one. Like teaching people how to think.
They got rid of that, and it's just like, what are they preparing these kids for? Well, I mean, I know what they're preparing them for. Like I said, they want you to know how to push every button, but not what the buttons do.
To be real, I was brain dead.
Exactly.
I was brain dead after. I'm gonna knock on wood when I find some, but I was brain dead after I graduated high school. I immediately went to junior college, and what happened? I wound up dropping out because guess what? Guess what happened? I had to fucking start making money, and then I wound up joining the military a year after I graduated, right? Because they didn't prepare me for. God, there was so much I wasn't prepared for. Like that's why I said, like my parents were very. They raised me well, I think, all things considered, but the school system failed to train my mind to
yes
so
think.
So that exactly. So what I'm saying is that even
I
so, like
thinking for a long time either.
Yeah, and I was like,
I
was getting in debt at fucking 19. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? How come no one talk? And like, my dad's still providing and paying off the mortgage, doing this. So, there's only but so much your parents can do for you. They can try to help you become a better,
poor parents.
Maybe not be an emotional wreck and not be an emotional like lashing out
But
at
that's
people.
as far as it goes.
That's as far as it goes. They can,
a whole nother
even
story.
then, it might not work.
Some kids got taught how to beat.
They can teach you some things
That's
too.
crazy, man. That shit already happened. That's why it's such a big deal that we're like awakening together. Even if there's only a few of us. Because we already like passed their toughest tests. And against the pressure, you know, we weren't mediocre. We like been through so much stuff, and then we're coming past the pressure, and the pressure makes like a person who is already like, you know, like a diamond.
Yeah. It diverts you away from
like so much more than we even realized.
Yeah, it kind of throws you off course. It diverts you away from what you need to do to keep yourself
that we were
sane.
born into. The world that we were born into, whether it's like driven by an evil force or not, it's designed for us to not really succeed. Because we need to get past that. We need to get past that, whether this is all driven by an evil force or not.
The world is not fair.
It's a big realization. It's a big realization.
But the fact is, the world, we all know, we can all probably agree, we know the world is not fair. But fairness, you know, the world ain't gonna kiss your ass either. So we all agree, and especially with that point, we know the world. Not saying that everyone's out to get you, but the world is not going to treat you the way that you want to be treated. That's why it's important that you have some fucking backbone and that you have some type of foundation behind you so you can deal with that shit. And that's why we got to where we got now, because we dealt with the things we had to deal with, and we haven't given up. We haven't offed ourselves. We're still pushing along.
Yeah, now there's a lot of people who have a lot of work to do that they're going to get challenged to do.
Yeah,
and that's what's happening. That's what's happening. They're going through now all the stuff that we already went through.
Also, I'm going to say real quick, I got to say this. I think a lot of the I think a lot of the movements, a lot of the things that are going on in today's world, I think a lot of it is pseudo forced type of kind of it was kind of like dredged up in a way to kind of like put this out, because I mean, even me and you, Antonio, you and I agree, like on like a lot of these sides, both sides of whatever movement you support, whether you're Democrat, Republican, or whatever, it seems like every 4 to 8 years, the thing of the whole race, the thing of this public, this struggle that people try to box us in on, when in actuality, man, like sometimes it's not even really about that. Like, we get that it's so polarizing and that people fall into that hole. And I think if we're falling into that hole, we'll fucking get yourself out the goddamn hole, because it's not as bad as what everyone's saying it is. Like, it's not an onslaught of fucking racism going on. Like, do I think that there are people that identify with that definition of racism because they themselves don't even know that it's really evil and hatred in their heart? Yes, there are people but even they're stupid and dumb. But I don't think it's to the level of what it was.
Pretty bad 60
to 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, definitely not. But then again, it wasn't. They probably wouldn't even think that it was bad. You know, we are so much more evolved as humans, like our minds and our ability to communicate. And now we just switched on our ability to think like super critically about not only ourselves, but like everyone else and how everyone is a part of this.
Right.
That just flicked on, and it flicks on for people, you know, daily.
Yeah, and when you speak about it, sometimes you can sound very insane to just someone that's not on that level. Cause yeah, and then like, cause we got to look back at history with that. Cause like Norris was just saying, shit, 100 years ago, these motherfuckers would burn your house down, drag you out the fucking house, and fucking murder your whole
no
family,
thought. No thought
burn
at
your
all.
business, all kind of shit.
Right.
And history proves this shit. Like, it was some shit that was really fucked up. No one, I guess, like, if you've never dealt with that, you can't see other people's perspective from that. And
Right.
because for me that
Well,
you
because
don't go to the
because
trenches yourself, you can't. Yeah.
well,
because your grandmother and grandfather probably told those stories,
yeah,
and you grew up thinking that was really crap, like fucked up. Let's just say it. And then now you see how legislation and a lot of things have changed that over the years.
and just the
And
whole
now
idea of
a
someone,
lot of people.
just the
Go
whole
ahead.
ideology of someone putting putting that kind of, I guess, fucking mood in the air where they hate people because of a certain thing, because
Right.
they're taking over our country, or like we can't deal with them and on some other level. And it's like we were just talking about this earlier, like you're like, if you see a public figure that you can idolize, and that's what it seems like this whole fucking thing is. Like, people see a person on some kind of platform, whether they're spewing bullshit or spewing some kind of hate. If something in you is fucked up and you can be like, oh, I can get behind that, you gravitate
Right.
towards that shit. Like, it was something that struck a nerve, and that nerve, you were like, oh, I'm going all in on this. And which is
Right.
weird, because they have all these fucking like bandanas, and they've repping this fucking set so hard, like it's a
Yeah.
fucking gang, like it's ride or die time. And then
Yeah.
and shit. For me, man, when I see that shit, I'm like, why would I do that? Like, if I'm a rep something, I'm a rep me goddamn hard. Like, I
Right.
want my fucking name on a banner, and I'll put that bitch on the back of my fucking loud ass truck or whatever the fuck.
A lot of those things that happened that occurred in the past. That's a good point though too, bro. A lot of those things that happened and occurred in the past, which was fucking treacherous and detrimental to society as a whole, should have never happened. I think what happens is a lot of people hold on to it as they hear those stories, and they become conscious of it. And I think a lot, because there's also some good graces that come from hearing stories like that, because it motivates you to not be that type of person. There are probably people out there whose family members were very mean to people, and then those kids who heard those stories, or who are around the parents who were like that, maybe the parents didn't try to push it on them, their hatred towards other people, but they heard it. They heard those stories, and then they grow up. They say, I don't want to be like that, because that's kind of mean, and I don't know why I was in that environment. And then people try to change. I think what's happening is that the change is being is being uh derailed, because I think there's a lot of people who still choose to be extreme about it, who did not live 100 and 200 years ago, or who did not live even 65, 70 years ago. It's from both sides, not just extremists from people whose family members suffered from slavery, but those who even did not, and whose family probably even owned some slaves, or not even just that, even people who were just living in this world who witnessed it. And so when you have extremes meeting extremes, it's impossible to actually move forward, because people always want to talk about and hold on to what happened. At some point, there needs to be a discussion about, well, when actually do we say, hey, what happened in the past was extremely wrong and should never happen again, and then legislate something so that can never happen, and then move forward. Because what happens I hate seeing this every 8 years or 4 years, where there's an election or something going on, and everyone gets so consumed about like hatred and race and this and that. And I'm like, yo, like even my dad said, who grew up in the Jim Crow era, even he was like, hey, at some point, I hate what happened back then. I experienced a few things, but his childhood, from what I understood, was still pretty great. My dad actually went to college of his choosing and still did pretty, he actually played some college ball too, baseball a little bit. he was pretty semi-successful for what he had to grow up with. And even he was saying, like, there's a lot of people who are too extreme about it. Even though what happened back then, and I've seen a lot of things, was very wrong. And, it's haunting to a lot of people. But he didn't want to push that on me because he wanted me to grow. He didn't want me growing up being hateful towards people that, whatever the descendants were of that happened a long time ago, it's not their fault.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people are pushing that agenda so much. Oh, it's all about this race. It's like, there are people out there. There are people out there that think like that, and that's wrong.
We're all probably, like, when I think about it now, it's like, what if we're working out our karma from the past?
Maybe it is. Yeah, maybe it is.
What if we're working out all this stuff? We had the black part of the yin and yang, and then we're bringing in the white part, and then, like,
maybe it'll be better in 8 years or 4 years or whatever it is. Maybe
working through that season.
We're working through it. Yeah. Yeah, that could be it. You might be right about that.
The thing is, people don't need to put their head in the fucking sand. They need to, like, talk about it and not get so
be open
and feel like they're being
wound up about it.
Well, when you say
some of it, to some extent, it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you say
to a certain
things
extent,
like that,
it's Go ahead. You good?
No, I was just gonna say, like, when you say certain things like that, some people just get triggered, they get emotional, and they shut down, and they don't want to listen to not a damn thing anyone wants to say. And at the same time,
healing is gonna have to be a thing.
Yeah, and the person that's putting it out there, they shouldn't be like, they should put it out there and not, I don't know, I guess not make people feel like they're attacking them. Which, like I said, is going to happen anyway. People are going to feel like they're attacked, and they're going to shut down. They don't want to hear none of that shit. And they're going to be like, well, I've never seen it,
right,
or that's never happened to me. Or,
we'll be like, come to us when you're ready.
We'll take you
well, if it never happened to you, it's it's rough. It's rough to, it's hard. Right. It's difficult to acknowledge something that you never been through, because it depends on how you were raised and where you were raised and what demographic you were, all that other kind of shit. But the thing is that because there are plenty of black folk, because when I grew up, I didn't identify with the whole the culturalization of being born in Queens, New York, but raised in Stone Mountain. I didn't have an accent, like an Atlanta accent. I got called proper. I got called even some kind of weird way, like talking like a white person, because I like to articulate how I'm speaking. I like to actually think, and a lot of fools wanted me to be like them, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be like that. A lot of guys, a lot of dudes and girls, fights on the butt. I avoided that shit because I thought it was stupid to get involved in that whole kind of like pseudo culturalization of, this is how black people are supposed to act, or this is how this set group is supposed to act. And it's like, that's stupid. Like, you're basically telling me and trying to train my mind to be just like you, but I see that you're miserable, so I'm not going to be like you. So my thing is that I don't want people, like, with this sit down and this whole talking about, hey, people need to just kind of come to a realization. I don't need any Caucasian person to admit to anything that we're all white people are wrong for this and what happened. No, because it wasn't all white people. And my thing is that just because someone might have benefited from something, that doesn't even really make it their fault. But what I want to say is that just because you grew up in this world to where you're at, it's not an apology that people need. What people need is to say, hey, some fucked up shit happened in the past. Guess what? We moving past that shit. I'm treating you as an equal, as a person, not even just as an equal, just as a person. Because a lot of people don't try to equate people as in an equation. I'm a person, you're a person. That's all it is. So we don't need to conflate racism or say that white people holding us back or this. Let's move. And maybe it's like y'all said, unworking itself. I don't need no apology, because guess what? My dad didn't force no white person, me growing up. My dad owned a business growing up. He never asked white people to say, hey, I own a business. I want my recognition. Apologize for slavery because you were around in that era, when I was growing up, and like no one, my dad was never like that. Neither was my mom. They never asked for any handouts. They never asked for the government to help them with shit. They never asked white people for no apology. They said, hey, I'm earning my way. I'm a free citizen. I'm doing what I got to do. I'm not asking. And my family had more black friends than white friends, but they still had white friends. And they never like preferred one or the other. It was all just how you treat me as a person. And that's all it was about. And that's all I knew. So I always, and I got upset when I was younger because a lot of people wanted me to conflate my ideas with like racism. Like, you like talking about like, man, you with us, man. Like even when it was Clinton in office and all this shit running against the Al Gores of the world and the fucking all the other people of the Republican parties. And when there was always a political situation, and even with kids in my neighborhood, man, white folks always trying to hold us back. Like they even spoke this shit because their parents spoke it in the house. And I'm like, well, my parents aren't talking about that. Why are y'all? And I saw how miserable they were and how much they thought that they would never get out of this situation. And my parents were always like, don't listen to that crap. Just fucked up shit happens. Fucked up shit happened a long time ago. But my parents saw like this shit it's going in a better direction. You don't need to fucking conflate your ideas. You don't have to join any factions or like try to fucking think that, like don't try to make people think for you. You think for yourself. Mm-hmm. And people growing up, they tried to think for me and tried to force me into a box. I'm not doing it. I never did.
Same here in different ways, in very different ways. But it is always happening.
Yeah. I can't do it.
I don't know if you guys believe in reincarnation, but that's why I feel like we've been here before.
I believe in
it. Because we're just, we awakened at the forefront.
I'm a reincarnated version of I don't know who the dude was. Maybe I've had a dream and I was him in the past, but I know I was somebody else in my past life. And the decisions I've made this life, I might be I hope I'm a human again, but I might be a goddamn tiger or a fucking tree next time. Maybe I committed
maybe you already have been those.
Yeah, maybe. So I don't know, but I believe in reincarnation for sure. Yeah, I do believe we're born again in some kind of way. So
yeah, and then we're given it's hard to say exactly what happens, but we might pick our parents or what, but we're born into a specific situation where obviously perfected parents aren't really a thing, but we're born into a situation where we're different.
Right. Yeah.
Our parents give us certain tools or certain lessons throughout our lives that make us walk away from the herd and take the path less traveled by in different ways. And that's what I think of when you're talking about how people pressure you. So it was the same for me too, for different ways.
How did people pressure y'all? Because that shit was rough growing up, man. I didn't like it. I didn't like people telling me how I need to think and act, and I was like, and I got into fights over it too. Like it was stupid. It was like you fighting me just because I didn't even know why I understood it at the time. Like, because I got picked on like two times. I defended myself every time, 2 or 3 times, for whatever reason. Sometimes it was for something stupid, but later on in life, I was like, yo, why are people like acting like this? Did y'all have like what was
the world? I came into the world kind of like rough. I don't know. I was adopted, and I was mean to the boys at daycare, and I had 3 brothers, and I loved them, but they were rough on me in their own ways. And then, probably rightfully so, I just stuck myself right in ballet. So right there, like, I am being told how to stand, how to sit, how my posture needs to be, how everything needs to be perfect, no talking the whole time. Like ballet is some serious shit. It's a fine art. And so like everything that I taught myself was a certain way.
Yeah.
And I learned to like always push myself really hard. Yeah. And getting off of that was kind of, yeah, my life's been interesting.
No, I can hear it.
Yeah.
I can tell. So you were that kid that when the when the boys was on the monkey bars, you like grab their feet and pull them.
Do I have to tell you?
No,
this?
I'm just fucking with you. You don't gotta go there, man.
Honestly, I think it was for a reason though. I'm pretty sure it was for a reason, but these two boys were like picking on my friend, and I made one of them like lay down on the ground on the grass outside, and then I stood on top of him.
Oh shit.
And then I bit his arm.
Oh shit, you were hostile as fuck.
Yeah.
It's all good. I understand.
Well, I understand. And like, it's funny because it's funny, but the thing is that like I was adopted. So yeah, I think that when a kid gets taken away from the mom, very soon after, there is some of that. Even though I felt like I wasn't really in touch with the feelings that I was harboring. I think I was completely out of touch with them for a long time.
I feel
you. Yeah, so that was an adjustment. And like by the time she had me, she had super bad mental health issues because she had postpartum depression that went untreated. Like they didn't really know what to do about that at the time, I think. And by the time she had me, it was pretty bad.
Yeah,
yeah. I feel that throughout my life, I've worked through a lot of like ancestral stuff.
When you have a kid, well, because my wife had it when we had mine, and that shit is very fucking real and apparent. But we went to a counselor, talked about it, we worked our way through it. So that's I'm validating your claim because that's a very real thing for sure. It really is.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I'm glad y'all got taught some damn discipline. Some other kids did, because I was allowed to roam wild and free. So
but see, you still
the fuck I wanted, and I just kind of figured it out myself. So
but that's still merit in that though. That's still good in that too. A lot of people don't find merit in so many things that happen like from struggle, but there's so many positives that come from all that shit, from doing things by yourself, from having proper guidance also. Like if you have caregivers that keep you away from that. I was always in sports. I didn't have time to run with no crowds. My parents were like, you can enjoy what you want to do, but it's going to be sports, then do your homework, and then you can go hang out with, like, they kept it to where I couldn't fucking linger. And I still swayed away because I wanted to break free from that too, because I thought it was. And then once I did, I realized, oh shit, I probably shouldn't be doing this, because I actually thought like, damn, what they're doing don't look right. Like, that's why it's good to have some kind of foundation, even if it's not your biological parents, as long as it's somebody motivating and persuading you the right way to go about things. So that's why I've never looked at kids any lesser or more than even parents that fight all the time. That's not conducive, but at least they still have their parents. But I don't judge parents for fighting, because that's it, they got to work on. I don't judge kids without parents growing up or that were adopted in your case, because there's merits to all that shit growing up.
Yeah.
But like, I'm saying it fucking helps though when you have somebody that can help you along the way.
You need balance.
Yeah, somebody, man. Fuck, like a lot of these kids, bro, out here don't have shit. They don't have nobody, man. And it'd be like, it don't get me emotional, but it's like, it make me want to like, go ahead.
That's for real, because the mom has the child, and before the child is born, like all they know is this like loving place, and then we come into the world and we have to like adjust to everything that's happening around us. And then if the parents aren't, you know, there or around, or, you know, honestly, all of our parents have lacked in some way. So we're going to go looking for this missing piece somewhere, you know, that is truly within ourselves.
I always told myself when I was when even my dad, because he had many friends that went astray, and he told me this all the time. He was like, growing up, he said, you're going to have friends who don't have their parents in their life. It's you know, and I'm a stressed father because I think that's really, really key. Because I didn't get along with my dad up to a point until after I was 8, and I realized what he was talking was some real G shit, like real true, honest, and fucking like real man shit. And he was like, you're going to find not all kids, but they're going to find some kids that are going to be your friends that, you know, didn't have the dad in their life. And then they're going to wonder, like, the first thing he says is that, oh, if his dad's not in his life, I wonder how his old man treated him. And it's a cycle. And so it's like, it's a choice you have to make to break that cycle.
And there's always a blessing in the struggle.
Yep. And I say that with women too.
If you don't have a struggle, you don't evolve. You just end up
merrily
stuck in the ignorant.
Frederick Douglass,
ignorance is its own form of bliss, I guess. But I don't want to go back to how my life was at all.
Yeah,
I was not thinking for myself at all.
If there is no struggle,
I'm alive, and I'm sure it's the same for you guys.
Yeah. If there is no struggle, there is no progress. Frederick Douglass, 1857. As long as we're not creating our own struggle.
I used to. I don't anymore.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, it's
Things
good.
Things are getting simpler, and it's like, yes.
It's good. That's good. I ain't gonna fucking.
I still have anxiety. I still have things I'm working through, and that's why I know the world still needs work. Is the fact that I still have anxiety sometimes.
And there are plenty of kids like you who grew up in a similar situation. They probably have the same, you know, things going on with them and shit. And, you know, like, we not, y'all ever heard, like, you know, these NBA players, they grow up, like, y'all hear, like, you know, everybody knows who Michael Jordan is, right? And the stories are that he used to create scenarios in his head to give him an edge to overcome the odds and win basketball games. But like, yo, this is the real world. Not everybody's an NBA basketball player, right? But I'm not gonna go out there and create a fucking wild scenario to overcome shit. My predicament, your predicament is your predicament. And how you overcome it is how you overcome it. And I think we're all doing a good job at that. So that's just me.
Yep.
I think we're doing a pretty good job of it.
I think so too. I don't have no fancy apartment or anything. It's just like a 2-bedroom, and I do.
You got a fucking dragon protecting you in the background right there, though, for sure.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, the dragon. I have a dragon tattoo too. You remember those soul contract things I was telling you about?
Yeah.
Where based on your name and the sounds, it lines up with the Hebrew phonetics or whatever. There's a number, it's like 99 or something. And this means that you have like a dragon in your space that basically protects you. And yeah, all that stuff is really cool because it kind of shows you how you're standing in your own way and stuff. But me being a super intuitive person, I choose not to go too deep into anything. I just like, yeah, I got it. I learned it. But at the same time, you can do whatever you need to do and be whatever you want to be without having to look at this stuff, in my opinion. It's just, it helps you along the way. It helps you figure things out faster if that's what you want to do.
Send me that link. Send us that link. I'm just interested just to look at it, at least to look into it. That's all.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah, it's cool stuff. But yeah, I have one dragon that kicks it with me. So I decided to get this blanket.
It was an off-brand comment. I just saw it in the back. It's been like right in my. I was like, "That's a nice. It's a cool
Yeah,
photo."
I got a lot going on back there, huh?
Yeah, for sure. But hey, I was gonna tell y'all, yo, I'm on like 2% on my phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm probably getting there soon too.
And I'm at 0%. I'm still fully loaded. But
you still fully loaded?
Anyway,
shit, I gotta upgrade to you. I'm in this immaculate studio here, and I gotta get to y'all level, because
I'm in my laundry.
I'm gonna step my game up.
Somewhere, I'm not, I'm somewhere in the middle. I don't got a microphone or I just, yeah.
I'm standing up and I'm in the laundry room and I've been standing up the whole time, so. That's
damn, bro.
Well, you look badass. So.
I know, right?
That's my struggle.
I know your feet hurt, mother. I know your feet hurt for sure.
Well, I had to.
We've been on this thing, bro. We've been on this thing for.
So.
Yeah, it was a good talk. I feel like we brought some real wholesome conversation and points to such a.
And guess what? I like being the enigma a little bit because I think it was a good dialect because we still respect, like y'all always say, we respect each other's opinions. We got our opinions out and we voiced them, and I think it was good because I respect y'all.
We have so much to bounce off each other. It's kind of crazy.
I know, it's cool.
Yeah,
and
because I learn something every time, so that's
Tonio.
Awesome.
What's good, man?
Nothing, man.
I'm gonna wear
like a cool cat.
I know you over there
cat.
being smooth criminal. I gotta wear something else, man. You taking my damn
you guys
beanie
are
look away.
matching and shit.
Yeah, man. You trying to take away my damn my signature look from me.
And I got my hair white-ish today.
I know. I saw that too. I was like, you went from the green to the white. Now I went to the storm look.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it even whiter.
Oh shit. Okay.
I want it as white as possible.
Oh, that's what's up.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
Should I wear a cape too, like some kind of?
I like that.
Magician and shit.
I want to see some magic tricks for.
Some bedazzle.
Holy shit.
Got some bedazzle.
He's about to disappear with that fucking disappearing cloak.
About to take off.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yes. Where's your
That's
magic
my
wand?
Cat's name. One of my cat's names.
I got a.
How many cats you got?
2. Just 2.
Okay.
Just 2.
Once you hit 7, you crazy cat lady. So just try to avoid that shit.
Oh, I'm already crazy cat lady. It's okay though. Okay.
Well, hey, real quick, I enjoyed.
Outro.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say I enjoyed the session with y'all, but this is your man, Chub P, or Norris, aka Chub P, coming at you live.
Copycat, Antonio Ortiz, the Devil Spawn or whatever.
Hail Hydra.
And
I'm just
Alexis,
fucking with you, man. I'm just fucking with you.
The cult leader.
Alexis, aka Gaia Speak.
Yeah, she's the cult leader.
Cult leader.
Yeah, so if you bring all the problems to her.
I'll stand on top of you if you act out with this cult.
Man.
Oh my God. And she gonna bite your ass.
Wow,
no, I've learned. I've integrated my darkness.
LSD
Don't worry.
What were they feeding y'all in school? They're like, I'm gonna fucking put my foot in your neck and I'm gonna bite your ear off. Like, I'm straight up.
I had butted a kid when I was in 2nd grade.
Oh,
I
shit.
think I was just like
picked them up like this and just headbutted them.
Can I be fair with y'all? Someone ruined my bike. They stole my bike from me, and then they fucking like hopped a wheelie on the curb and the bike chain broke. And because they beat me up before they did it, and then I fucking took the bike chain and I fucking wait till they were turned around and yep, I did that shit.
I
did that shit. He never fucked with me again, no. So
well, if he's dead, he
call it
can't
how I see it,
with
whatever.
You, man.
Oh man. All right, pent up anger crew.
Anyway, if y'all want, we can do another one.
We'll meet in a couple of days for our anger management meeting.
We can
yes, exactly.
Want, we can do it Sunday or whatever if y'all want to throw an extra one. For
Hell yeah.
Whoever our 5
Let's do all.
Are. But yeah, I'll set
we
up.
We love you guys.
Oh yeah.
Can
make sure y'all visit www. Is
youaregreat.co.
The CO. But
and can we do one tomorrow? Let's do one tomorrow because I'm off at 3:00 tomorrow. And we can talk about let's brainstorm some ideas. We'll talk about whatever, man.
Flip it a little. We'll get a little more poppy.
Yeah, that's
talk
fine.
About masturbation or something.
Oh my God. Oh
anyway.
Boy.
Anyway.
Oh my God. What is wrong with you, dog?
Anyway, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
We'll figure it out. We'll talk in the group chats.
All right, man, for sure. And send me that link. Y'all send me that link, them links too.
I don't have the links. That's Alexis. She left us in the dark last time with those.
She signed off already. She's not even here. All right.
Damn. All right. Anyway, peace, man.
All right, big dog. All right, man. It's a good session, bro.